Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studio. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, the day after. Day after. It's so weird. The game was on Friday. It was Black Friday, and indeed it was Black Friday. We're going to get right to it today. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. And, of course, here is the crew. There is VG over to the left. Here is Bo Wolf to my right, and to my left, my main man. He's in early, getting treatment today, so he's coming in early. Oh, man, family BG. Brandon Graham, unblocked. My brother, man, that was rough.
Oh, that was, man. I mean, how I look at it is last year, this our Tampa Bay game. It was uncharacteristic. They went out there, they played a good game. And, I mean, we had a chance to gain the momentum back, and we fumbled that. But we know that I'm looking forward to what's next for us, because I know that we're going to come back ready to work. Nice little 3-day weekend just to think about some things and then come back ready to work.
All right, let's unpack this game, right? Let's unpack kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Let's start with the defense, because you can speak to that directly. The thing that was shocking was how the Bears were able to run the ball and kind of bully the line of scrimmage. What did you see from that Bears run game? I don't think people expect. I didn't expect that.
I just know that they just had a game plan like how the Falcons did last year. They was chipping the D tackles. It was more interior than it was outside.
Yeah, it was.
And so it was like them trying to bump people and get the linebackers to overflow a little bit, and it was the same pretty much running game wise with the Falcons. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it was one. And once we tried to put that fire out, I felt like when we had the chance to take the momentum, we just didn't. But yeah, we knew that they was a run heavy team,
right.
Play action, boots, and all the different things. But yeah, they tried to attack the inside.
Yeah, you could see everything was between the tackles, all interior stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit that C gap in between me with the end and the tackle. Mm-hmm.
So, and then listen, my thought is, like, you can't completely always rely on the defense to pitch, shut out, we give it up 7-10 points. Like, the offense has to play a part in this thing. And, ball control, the whole thing.
Yeah.
What again, the struggles on offense, what do you think, what's going on from that perspective, from what you know and you see?
Well, I think that I feel like they're learning. They're learning a lot of things, because in that game it was a time where AJ get them too. And I mean, when we want to do it, we could do it. And I know that we gonna do it. And so I look at it as we just got to be consistent, because it's consistency in this league. And as you know, on defense, we tried to go out there and do our best that we could, because even on that first drive, we put the fire out and we stopped them on that fourth down, and then that's where we're supposed to get points. It's like we got to play complimentary ball, and it's okay right now that this is our journey and this is what we're going through right now, but we got to get it fixed, because it's what, 5 games left, and then it's for all the marbles.
And one thing we talked about on the show this week is, how do you, this is an important thing for BG to do as a leader there, when it seems so lopsided between the defense and the offense, and they're playing so many snaps on defense, and the offense is going 3 and out again. How do you guard against, pointing fingers and guys on defense being like, oh man, why can't the offense just pick it up, and having everybody still pulling in the same direction? Yeah,
you got to make sure you put that fire out. You got to let people know. Certain people, when you around them, they know what you can't say, because you're gonna get addressed. So I know that's not on our sideline, but if it does pop up, because it does, because there's nobody perfect, it's like, nah, we gotta go lift them up, because we need them, and we need the offense. They needed us to step up in a big way too, and so I feel like everybody, we all gotta take it. We all gotta look in the mirror and be like, you know what, I'm going to do a little better here. I'm going to do a little better there. Because that's what I did this weekend. I was just like, man, I can't wait to come back on Tuesday so I can at least let them boys know while everybody's talking, let's keep working. And let's keep working. Don't worry about nothing else because it ain't made no changes. We still got this week. Right now, against the Chargers, we got 5 weeks that we know that we got. It's guaranteed. And so let's go out there and let's put our best foot forward and let's get consistent on what we know we could do.
I mean, and listen, it's a shame because it's unfair to put you in the position to speak for both sides of the ball, the entire team. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, you hear everybody talk.
Part of it.
The 2023 and the OC and Jalen. I mean, that's what's dominating the conversation.
100%. Hey, man, that's why I say people getting paid to talk while we getting paid to work. And so that's why I know it's not 2023. It's just more about we just got to do this together. And we got to make sure that we don't have that attitude of, man, this 2023, but it's on the offensive side of the ball. It's like, no.
Right.
It's like let's be there for KP. Let's work with him. Some people don't have that much time. Even though he's been here though, and all it is, this the difference from 2023. We had new people coming in from 2 coordinators that we lost on top of coaches that we lost that went to other places with the people that we lost. And so that's how I look at it. Vic came in here and he had the people that he worked with. And so on defense, he's sewn up. Everything is good. KP, last year he was here. Last year he was here, and then he know the staff. Not really too many changes, other than we probably lost a couple to Kellen leaving, but we had some people that was here that filled in that void. And now it's just all about just us just staying together, and that's the thing. It's like, man, like help them, like as players and as coaches, like let's help, because it's not just him. It's people all around in this. We all in this thing together. And so I know it's heavy as the head that wears the crown, and he has the crown because he got the offensive coordinator position. He's the one making the calls from what people know. And so I just know that I want to be there for him, and I want to help him as much as I can. And I'm on the defensive side, so I want everybody to just have that same mindset on the other side. And man, I feel like we're going to build it.
And then one of the offshoots of this whole thing is that Jalen doesn't look confident. Like they want, when he's playing, when he's on his game, there's a swag, right? There's, you see stuff getting done, decisions quick.
Yep.
The offense is moving. There's rhythm.
Yep. It is about all that. It is about all that. And I mean, that's a question for Jay, but I don't see it. I just know that it's any given Sunday, and we just had our Sunday where we gave up 250 yards to 200-yard backs. And it's like, man, that's something that we talked about going into this game, that we had to hold them to a certain amount of yards if we want to win this game, and we just didn't do that.
You know what's odd is when you guys lost the first game to Denver, there was a short week, and it was the Giants.
Yeah.
And you went to New York and lost. Then you had lost that tough game on Sunday, right? And then obviously Dallas, and then this one. Now, I thought because it was at home, it would shake out differently.
I thought so too. I really did. I thought we was gonna come out, and I mean, we came out. We just didn't capture the momentum. I say we always play hard and all that, but I just thought that they made some good adjustments in that game where they was attacking us inside, and it was just one of them games where, man, we just couldn't stop the bleed.
Is there any, when we talk about momentum, right? And we still big start. The one thing about 2023 was 10-1. It was easy to say now, it was all propped up. But you guys beat some good teams during that period.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you beat Buffalo, you beat Kansas City.
We did.
Like that Buffalo game in the rain, like it was an impressive game.
Yeah.
How do you not let the momentum? Because forget the similarities or dissimilarities.
Yeah.
It is a momentum sport. I mean, I'm looking at the Cowboys right now, and like they're flying high, right? Like they're going.
They beat a good Chiefs team, man. That was a good game. I mean, I thought Chiefs was about to get them.
Yeah.
When they scored, and I was like, oh, okay.
You're right.
But then they came back and they answered the bell, and that's why I say, like, now, man, it's 5 games left. This is the perfect time for us to start figuring it out. And right now, I feel like the storm has hit already, but it's about to calm down. And now it's like, let's go play for real. And then, like you say, that confidence build, and then we rolling into the playoffs, and then we just keep going because we can still get that first round bye if this is what we believe in. And all we got to do is win out, and then let's see what the chips lay, and then let's go work. And that's where I'm at right now. It's about working, man, because all the talking ain't nobody making no changes. So we all we need. So right now, this is where it shows up in a big way, and that's how. Let's see how we respond.
Hey, we see it in baseball sometimes when the offense isn't producing runs. The pitchers may be like a little tight, trying too much, or too afraid to make a mistake. Mm-hmm. Do you guys, as a defensive unit, when the offense is struggling, do you guys feel that added pressure where, like, yo, we got to really come up big here. We gotta make something happen, and maybe you press a little too hard? And how do you avoid that?
Well, you want to put the offense in a great position. You want to get the ball back. You want to turn the ball over. All that stuff just to get a spark. And you do have those moments where you talking and you saying like, man, I got to make sure. Like, come on, y'all, let's go out here. We got to put the offense. Get the offense out that funk, and so we got to get a turnover, get a spark, get people hyped. And it don't always happen like you wanted to, but we are talking about those things because you're right. It do add a little layer to it where you like, man, I want to help this game. I want to make sure the offense looking the best that they can, but we got to do it up front. And if we got 3 points more than them, we feel like that's all we need to get the win because we should show up big on defense. So. We do feel that pressure a little bit, but it's that's why you're a professional because you can handle the pressure. And so I just know we just didn't get it done this game.
There was that little point in the game before the Jalen fumble on the tush push where it felt like this thing was turning around.
Yeah, Jalen's caught that pick.
How awesome was that Jalen's pick?
Oh man,
yeah.
I wish he could have scored that one right there,
boy,
because he fast too.
Yeah,
it's just they had a good angle on him, and man,
it was a great read.
It was
a great read. Great read. I'm just like, but yeah, that could be deflating a little bit. And Jalen know he wish he could have that one back. That was just a good play by them, and we just, like I said, we couldn't stop him.
I don't think they talked about it. I feel like on that play, they sort of headhunted Jalen, and I know that's kind of the deal, but that's what you can call, and it was a helmet to helmet hit.
Yeah, but when he's running, it's really hard. It's really hard to
I know,
that.
but
you're acting as a running back, and you know.
Yeah, but
they went after him though.
Right in the head.
Your point's right, but not the head-to-head part. He's got to get lower. I'm like usually.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Usually
That's
he
true.
goes low.
Yeah.
Like when Jalen's like running that tush push, he's low.
Yeah.
He was more upright.
Yeah.
And when Allen runs the tush push, he's upright a lot. That's I think that's
what he
stopping
do.
it.
Yeah, that's what he do. Yeah, he is upright. He is
You're right.
not Jalen, but
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Yeah.
And it makes it easier, from a defensive standpoint. Mm-hmm. If he's upright, it makes it easier to stop. The fact that Jalen's so low to the ground is where he could just burrow through.
That's where he goes straight through.
Yeah.
And then he can keep his legs going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think with all the tush push stuff, eventually it was going to be a moment where it started happening like this.
Yeah,
it just be always like that, man.
Yeah,
it's like they talking about banning it and doing all this, and now here come all the stuff when it's been working for a long time. Now you're getting all these different things that pop up.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's all good because that's part of it. Now you can see people can stop it. Hey, and then you got to hold on to the ball a little longer because they do give you a little more time to try to get it if you're going to get it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, how do you approach this, right? Like, I know from the leadership standpoint, from you guys, mindset, right? Because here's the thing, you know better than anybody, and especially here because there's just a lot of pressure here because it matters.
Yes,
and there's always talk,
yeah,
right. How do you approach this week? Like, this is a big week coming up. Listen, you lose a couple games, so big, you're 9-4. It's all right. You still got the Rams loss. Like, you could take a lot from this week and go, all right, we're
still good.
Right.
Yeah.
But how do you handle this week? Because this week's going to get hot from the stove standpoint.
It is, and that's where you got to block the noise out. Like I was telling Bo, I ain't heard nothing all week, so I couldn't tell you who was having takes, who was talking what.
Right.
Because really, man, that stuff don't change the real life of what you're going through, and that's where it can sneak in. And so for me, I hope that everybody took a break and took a social media break for a minute, enjoyed your family, because now I'm ready to work. I'm ready to go get it. I'm ready to prove them people wrong on whatever they were talking about, because I know I can look at it on both sides. I like to look at it when I win, and I like to look at it when I lose. But sometimes, especially off that one hurt me, because I know it was like one of those, man, let's just flush that one, because that was uncharacteristic. 250, oh man, that
281.
like 280, well, 281. But I'm just saying, 250, just because that's even more crazy. But I just know, like I say, while they talking, like now it's time to get to work, and I'm excited to get back to work, because I know we gonna problem solve. We gonna
Get a
figure it out.
long week too. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Just
I know it is a long week because it's Monday night.
Yeah.
And
Is this Monday or something?
Monday.
night. Oh,
so yeah, when Saturday
God.
get here, it'll be over with. It'll be talking about the game, because that's like a Friday, and then we travel on Sunday, and then I ain't gonna even be worried about it.
How hard is it to do the social media blackout? Is it easier for you than the younger guys? Because social media is...
That's me talking, because I've gotten to that point, because I understand it. Now coming back into it, it's like, I asked for this, so it's cool. Now I know what I got to do, because I've been doing it halfway in my career, where I stop worrying about it, and then have those media, like after a loss, I just block it out for the week. You know what I'm saying?
It is amazing. It is loud. Like
It's even
too
more
much,
loud. It
right?
is.
Like,
It is.
I mean, all kids aside, even like if you're not playing, you're just a part of it. And like sometimes I feel for the fans, because it's just everywhere. Like you can't escape it.
Yeah, I had to unfollow some people, because it's like all on my story. I'm like, oh my God, I can't see nothing.
And then they want to drag you in.
Yeah.
And go,
Why don't tag me?
Yeah, like they tag me.
Yeah.
What you guys doing? You guys stink.
All you want to do is relax, zone out, right?
I know.
And
It's
you
like,
can't.
look,
And you don't want to look at your phone. You got
I want
to
to look at some funny
It's all
stuff.
horrible.
I ain't looking at none of what you talking about, because you ain't in that locker room.
Yeah, right. And it's and it was funny. The other day, yesterday, where it was, I saw did you see the Shady McCoy thing?
Oh, yeah.
With
Jordan
CJ?
Jarrett?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it's going everywhere.
I know.
That's in the locker room. He's doing it right after the
know.
game.
Right into the game. He
Right
comes
after-
on with, in case people didn't see it, he goes on with LaShawn McCoy and Emmanuel Acho, and Shady asked him if the Eagles' offense was predictable, and he gives this like movie
Wink.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
I'm
what,
like,
though.
the world's crazy.
I know.
Everybody's crazy.
Everybody.
Everybody just wants to be told.
Yep. That's it. They want to be the first, ain't they? Because that was right after the locker room. And it's funny, because they had hit me up the game before, like, yeah, man, can you come on right after y'all done and all this? It's like, boy, that's how they do it. Yeah, that's how they do it. So it's funny, because I knew they probably went after him, because they knew he was gonna give him a take or something.
Of course.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They go after the ones. They go
Yeah,
after
of
the
course.
ones. He actually didn't give too much. He gave some
Right.
credit.
he
Right.
said
I
he
give
had
the
respect.
wink,
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
wink,
yeah,
but
yeah,
the wink
yeah,
though,
yeah.
the wink though.
Yeah.
That's
It was
just him.
It was once he got off the field. He did a tunnel yelling, I told you they were going to fold. I told you they were going to
Yeah,
fold.
he did say
Did I
that. He
hear
did
that?
say that.
Yeah.
He did say that. I'm
Yeah.
like, man.
When you hear that, like, what do you think?
Well, you know what? I knew he
Because
was.
part of me gets like you get pissed.
Well,
know?
you get pissed, and you know you're gonna see people again, and
Yeah.
then it's like, hey, you just handle it the right way and right now, and that's how you do it. You just supposed to, hey man, y'all do it how you do it. Hey, if you feel you got to go there, you do that. But
Right.
I know that our team, we tough, and I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure we'll probably end up seeing them again. You know, playoffs, you just never know how stuff go. But the biggest thing, I knew CJ had this one circled when it was that time.
And you can understand why.
Of course. You know, it's always the revenge game. I'm sure
Yeah.
Swift felt good because y'all let
Oh,
me go.
yeah.
Y'all let me go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be like, man, why we always got these?
Yeah.
Kevin Byard, he was on the
Yeah.
2023.
about that?
And he got a pick. Everybody in that game that played with the Eagles, man, they got their lick back.
Kevin
know what? That's a
Byard
funny
had
thing.
5 interceptions. Are you
I know,
kidding me?
I know. So that's what I'm saying. It's always a little bit of that and that extra energy because it's like I'm sure Ben was like, yeah, Yeah, and they
Right.
let y'all go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
oh,
I
man.
would do that
So
too.
we do that too.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do that
I mean,
too.
That's what you do.
So yeah,
Hey, you always
It's
want
funny,
people digging deep. I mean, that's
yeah.
what it is.
Of all the things that you've gotten to experience in your life, you've never gotten to play in a revenge game.
Oh no, and I'm thankful because I almost did. I almost went to the Giants. I told you, it's like, man, it was like just for a 1-year deal, just to play the Eagles twice.
Right. Right.
Bet on myself.
When was that?
That was Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly. That was my first.
15, right?
Negotiation. Yeah, 15.
And it was like
It was just like Chip just was like, hey, take it or leave it type of deal. And it was like, okay, well, and my wife talked to me and was just like, look, hey, they offering 4-year. Let's go with the security over. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna bet on myself 1 year. You know, and that's how I kind of was. But I'm so thankful that she talked me down. You know,
Was it his first, second year? Was it? What,
it was
at
the
what
first.
point-
It was the first contract. First contract
For him, that
renegotiation.
Where was he at?
He was
in year 1, 2, or 3.
He was in year 1. Well, after year 1, because
After year 1,
yeah,
that's
after
when he
year
had the
one.
big.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because Howie, that's when he put Howie.
That's
in
when
the
he put
closet.
Howard in the closet.
Yeah,
And that's when I had to go
yeah,
through him.
Yeah,
That would have been
yeah.
after year 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so
No,
going
after
into year
one.
2, after year 1,
After year
after the
2
season.
is when he put
He
out
got the power. No, but he got the power after they go to the playoffs.
After we go to the playoffs.
And he renegotiated because I remember Howie. I was sat with Howie.
He got the power after year 2 because then he lost the job in year 3.
No.
Year 1, things went well. You lose in the playoffs.
Right.
Because
good
we didn't do
Yeah,
as
against
good.
the Saints. Year 2, when you were
You didn't
leading
make the
division
playoffs.
and you didn't make the playoffs,
10-6
that's
though,
when
right?
he
Was
takes the
we-
power from Howie.
I know. I'm trying to think. Okay.
And then he gets rid of Shady and Deshaun.
Yeah, because I was going to ask when did that
signs
happen, because that was the
DeMarco,
year that
and then he loses the job.
Okay.
It was only 1 year
Was
for
Shady
Howie.
year 2 or 3? Chip.
After year 2.
After year 2?
After year
I
2.
remember sitting with Shady because Shady and I used to do the show, and Shady goes, and this is during that Chip's first year when he's unbelievable, right? He's like, Chip's going to get rid of me. I went, what? No way. He said, you watch, he's going to get rid of me. He don't like me. And it just made that dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I love the fact
Yep.
that he got booted by the Raiders. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I to this day take glee, and every time he fails, because he was a one-trick dude.
It's crazy, man. I'm just like, dang. You right though. He didn't like Shady and all the shaking and all that. Like, man, that's part of his game.
I know.
Right,
First of
that's
all,
what makes him
and
special.
it made no sense. Like, he didn't understand the league, right?
Yeah.
Because you go, I got a jump cut runner with Shady. Why would I want to go to stretch guy
Yes.
with DeMarco Murray? He doesn't fit what I do.
He don't.
He didn't fit his offense.
He didn't fit his offense at all. McCoy was the perfect person because if you got that end coming down,
Right.
Oh man, he can juke outside. I mean, you want that guy. You want that guy.
Like, you don't want to be running out of shotgun with DeMarco Murray.
Nah.
You got to run on. You got to be under center for him. He's a
Especially
stretch
watched
back.
DeMarco Murray.
But even
I know,
how
I
he
know.
was used, like
Right.
you got to understand it. Like he never understood. I don't think he understood personnel
Yeah.
and what his guys were.
It's crazy. And you know, like when I think about it, I don't know. It might have been the second year when he got that. What's his name? Because he started having everybody
Yeah.
in that office. But I'm gonna check on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah,
still stuck on
I
that.
know. I am too. Yeah.
Because I just remember Howie not being able to be a part of
The conversation.
Yeah.
or even be in our.
He was just
when we
doing the
eating,
contracts.
He had to wait till we done eating. He couldn't be a part of football operations or
Right.
nothing. Like whenever we got lunch, he got to wait till football players.
So
out of there.
I went down and I had lunch with Howie. Howie was like, "Yo, dude, come down," and we had to eat after everybody left.
yeah.
To go into the lunchroom. It was bizarre. It's
know.
crazy.
I'm
And
telling
then Chip was skulking around like, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah, like this my building. Like that's
Yeah.
Hey, this when it was his turn, it was his turn.
Yeah,
boy,
he was
but-
like a little tyrant.
Not saying hi to anybody in the building.
No.
Like, just walk right past you the
Yeah.
hallway. Not even like
Strange.
you don't exist.
Just
yeah.
weird dude in every aspect
He
of
had
it.
the power. He had that power, boy. I ain't gonna lie, I drunk that Kool-Aid after the first year. Like, ooh, man, he get him this quarterback. But then when he wanted to give up who he wanted to give up. He wanted to give up Fletch too.
Yes.
All them boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say he didn't. It didn't really matter to him. I remember we just had Oregon, like practice squad players everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
We had them everywhere.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
He was trying to hook up everybody, all his boys.
Yeah.
All his boys.
And say what you want, man. Think about your career here.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been dull.
Oh man,
Right? Like
Yeah.
you start, like when you come here.
Like that was the best year in the beginning because we should have beat the Packers to go.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
on that
Yes.
run because man, that was Vic threw that big eyes. I'm in the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the stands because I tore my knee at that time, but I was in the stands, and boy, I was like, man. Then you see Aaron Rodgers go win it that year against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Riley Cooper could have done a better job on that ball, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He should have.
Yeah. Especially with his size too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get it. It was just it happened at the right time. But yeah, then after that it just went downhill. Then next year, Dream Team. Then
That was unbelievable,
I know.
right? Like the Dream
man,
Team
that
thing
was
unreal.
crazy. That had me dream like for real. Yeah, baby, Dream Team. We about to do it.
Yeah. And listen, I don't blame VY for saying it. Like it's cool. It was like a cool thing. He was into it.
Yeah.
But Nandi was bizarre. Eating and at lunch, he would eat in his car.
I know.
Away from everybody.
Yeah.
He's another guy didn't fit. The mistake is always when you don't fit the scheme. Like you don't fit what your defense is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, like what we do.
Like he wasn't in space. He wasn't a space guy. He was on the ball corner.
Yeah, he was right up in your face.
Yeah.
Because he got his length.
And then they want to put him in space and he got cooked.
Yep. I would just go put him on whatever guy and run zone behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I think that
And then Andy, then you saw the end of Andy.
Yep.
And still there was a decent run after that.
Yep.
I mean,
Chip was 10-6 come in, get everybody hyped. We lose to the Saints and that thriller, field goal. But it was it just got worse and worse after that, and then Doug.
Doug and D.
then
Like, you know what's crazy?
it just took back off.
Yeah, like it's nuts. Wentz. Then you dealt with all the Wentz stuff,
I know.
which is crazy.
I'm telling you.
Right? Think about
I'm
that.
like, boy, went through Carson Wentz. It's like the spark. Oh man, Carson. Then he killed it the second year and then get hurt. And then after that, it's just like couldn't take a
I've
break.
never seen anybody just fall off a planet. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, I felt for him.
There was a game. Was it Carolina? Or it was a game in London or something.
Oh yeah, that was Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Do you remember? There were guys like right in front of him. He didn't see. Like you couldn't see guys right in front of him. Like, wait, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I still think something's wrong. Like he came back too soon. Whatever.
I know. I'm with you. It could have been that because he did get concussed, didn't he?
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
And so it was tough, man. It's tough to see him. Tough to see him out there like that because he was killing.
Right.
Man, I mean, when I tell you, it was just like, oh man, we was all drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he was great. Like up until he gets hurt, he was great.
Yeah, he was.
And like nobody's thinking like now, like Nick Foles becomes this, this figure in Philadelphia sports, mythical, right?
Yep.
Like he
Yep.
becomes this dude. You go, oh my God, he won this. Nobody thought,
Yeah.
and like as much as you believed, it was still going.
Yeah.
Man, we lost our quarterback. It's going to be a
It was
tough
like, man,
road.
our defense got to come through for us or whatever.
Right.
Like, yeah, it wasn't.
And you remember
nobody was
Raiders
thinking-
game?
Yeah,
like
Raiders
Nick
game
didn't
was
play.
crazy, and the Dallas game too.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yep.
and even the Falcons game, like
Yeah.
Right.
that was not pretty. It
wasn't.
It took that. Remember that deflection?
Yes. The Keanu Neal off
Yes.
Keanu Neal's knee.
That changed the whole game.
Yeah,
totally agree.
That changed the whole game because if he pick it right there,
Yeah,
They probably got a field
they're
goal.
gonna
we
get a
wouldn't
field
be
goal.
talking. We would be talking 2024, but I probably wouldn't have been here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you
all
never
that
know.
stuff, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then here it is. It's all great. And we're so and this is the new norm.
Yep.
And then all this stuff like.
And
it
then
just-
Doug gone.
Yeah,
And then you
man.
get I know.
It was crazy.
Crazy. Man, this Philly is so unpredictable, boy. But that's why I
From
say
year to year.
that's why I'm loving right now because it's unpredictable. Right now, it seems like everything is falling. The Eagles suck. They stink. They done.
Right.
Until we get on our run, and then ain't nobody talking nothing else. Oh my God, the Eagles this. That's how it was last year. Same thing. So, man, everybody hold their horses. We gonna be all right.
Oh, Pluff, man. It's from your lips, man.
It's always got to be crazy before it get real good.
You're right.
That's just like
You're right.
That's like with them toxic people, man. Like them relationships, it be crazy. Then the makeup be so good, don't it? So yeah, let's go, Bird. Let's go, Bird.
You're the greatest.
The makeup's gonna be so good.
You really are. You're the greatest. Hey, it looks like no Herbert this week. We'll see. But he getting surgery in his left hand.
Who's the backup?
Trey Lance.
Pick up Lance. Yeah. Lance.
Oh yeah, we gotta because he fast.
Yeah, he can move a little bit.
See how what's the name play him? I know he gonna do some quarterback runs with him probably.
But they're without their left tackle.
I seen Slater.
It was terrific.
And that's why I'm like, man, it's gonna be. We got to go get it. We got to stop that run. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, they want to go Vidal. Like they just run him. Harbaugh, that's what he wants to do.
Run
boy.
first. I know. That's why I remember how he was at Michigan.
Yeah.
That's what they
did. Run
the ball.
Soften it up.
Tight end, big tight end. And all of them.
Hampton might be back for this game.
What's that?
Hampton might be back for this game, the running back.
Yesterday, Vidal ran, I don't know how many, 30 run. I mean, it was the Raiders.
Yeah.
Then he finally broke one for like 56.
Yeah.
That's what they like to do. That's
what
what
they do.
Harbaugh likes to
They
do.
try to beat you up.
Yeah.
You got to get off the field with them.
Yeah. Tough one Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I already knew that.
Next year. Well, you knew. Next year.
I already knew that. Them boys will stack real good. I ain't going to lie. That first quarter, though, was great for me.
Right.
I was talking so much stuff, but then... they settled in, y'all. I already knew it was about to start rolling.
Listen,
especially
how
when
about Jeremiah Smith? Like Jeremiah Smith, that kid is
that fourth down hurt us. Fourth down when he caught that touchdown, I was like, wow, 4th and 5, and we let up a big one like that. Yeah. So it was good though.
It was a tough one.
Yeah,
it was a tough one. Well, you got yours last year.
Yeah,
you weren't supposed to win,
and this year,
Ohio State goes on to win. Yeah,
it was just I wasn't worried about it. I was just more like, all right, y'all. It's okay.
Listen, Underwood's going to be a player. Like next year.
Yeah, he will.
You got a big recruiting class.
And then, you get the offense really going, get the passing game going a little bit because everybody just didn't like how we wasn't passing. But it's like, do we got the receivers for it yet?
No.
Too?
Yeah, they didn't.
Tight ends and all that, a little more experience. I wasn't really expecting 9-2 this year. I was like, man, I don't know, but we'll see. I just happy we got the quarterback.
Yeah, I think you got the quarterback. I agree. I think the receivers weren't there. You look at Ohio State, two great receivers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They got Claire is the tight end who's very good.
Yeah, running back.
Quarterback's the truth.
Quarterback is the truth.
And their defense is good. That defense is legit.
It was they got first rounders everywhere.
Yeah. Matt Patricia is coaching.
I know that's what's funny. Right? It's like I know exactly what he's saying to him too. I'm like, he got these boys playing.
From Chip to Patricia, very interesting.
Yes.
Right?
Chip screwed it up because Chip wanted to out-bully Michigan. Why would you want to out-bully Michigan? You have all the skilled people in the world. You go open it up.
100%.
But he tried to bully me. You out-bully Michigan, you're stupid.
Trying to run the ball.
Right.
Say, boy, you don't know who in the middle.
Right.
Got Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham at the time.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Matt is a smart guy. He's a good coach. Mm-hmm. He came in here late. I know everybody kind of blame him or throw, but he's a sharp dude.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, people like we always say that crown is heavy, and so some people that's just at that position, they just gonna get it. They gonna get it. You got to be tough.
Listen, it's the worst. It's not a good job, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
Like it really is not a good job because especially if the quarterback's going, I don't know if I want to run that or do that or whatever, and you want to run it the way you see it, and the quarterback goes, yo, dude, what's that? That's my, not that he's doing that, but it's my Super Bowl
I know what you're
ring.
saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm wearing the
but
ring.
It could be all that. It could be all that. It could be it. I mean, y'all ain't on the same page together, and that's what you need. You need to always stay on that same page. Like with Vic, it's like he on the same page. He try to even hear from us, but it's still him making the decision at the end, and we trust it. And so you got to trust it because the person in power is hey, we got to be all on one page. We all can't be. One person can't be on a different page than everybody, and that's gonna be the one that gets you beat. So I will hope, for every team, nobody has that, but we know in a perfect world it would be that, but it ain't that.
Hey, last thing, X and O one. How do you make sure? Because look, Chargers are gonna want to run it, right? Like, we saw Washington last night with Rodriguez. Like, they're gonna want to run it up the middle, like. How do you stop now guard against what happened on Friday?
Well, you just gotta like we say, we just gotta continue to keep sharpening our technique, doing our stuff in practice, knowing how people want to attack us now because we put that on film, and then go out there and put that fire out. And that's just the work that we put in together, and we just talk about it as we, because Vic will put us in a good position, and we just got to go out there and execute.
Sounds good.
Here it is.
All right. Listen, we love you.
Yep.
All right. You're the
too,
man,
man.
brother.
Thank you.
Hang in there. All right.
Hey, don't worry, baby. Hey, y'all.
Handle some stuff for us now over
hang
there.
in there, Eagles fans. We going to be all right. We need y'all too. I know, I hear you. Hey, like I told you, Bo. Hey, I use that as motivation, so keep it coming. But y'all going to eat them words if y'all out there booing for real.
Here's the thing. Everybody wants to eat. Like nobody wants to. I have to do these stupid videos after the game going, oh, the collapse is here. No, please. Oh
my goodness.
Right?
Yes.
Like, nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be. No fan wants to boo. Like,
I know. Everybody want to enjoy it.
Right.
I will say that. Like, they got parties going. They got all this stuff. So they just really pissed because they party wasn't as fun.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
You know how
I got you.
There's no way in the world you could be that loving and that into it when things are good and not show your teeth when things aren't good. Like, it's just
some
human
people
nature.
show it so crazy and been waiting on it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
That's all.
Yeah,
when they against you.
Yeah, well, those
them
people
ain't the real
are rats,
fans.
right? But the real fans that might boo, they don't mean it.
I know, that's just part of it. Like you say, it's an emotional roller coaster that we all go through. Because I'm on the sideline, because you got to hold that stuff in too.
Yeah,
you got to fight against all that because we invested in it with y'all.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. All right, let's let him go. Get some treatment, and he's gonna have a big week ahead. BG, we love you, brother. We'll be back in a moment. Lots to do as the Anthony Gargano Show continues.
Go Birds.
BG, old man, stepping up and answering everything. He's that kind of guy, man. He's the best. We love him. Lots to get to, lots to kind of break down, man, after Friday. But first, we got to take care of some business. You ready, VG?
I am.
Well, let's take care of some business. All right. Let's go to I love Togo. All right.
Oh.
Listen, you don't want your best people doing things they shouldn't be doing, right? Like, we love, I don't know, pick your guy, right? Like, do you want Jalen Hurts returning punts? No, you don't do that stuff, right? Like, it's not worth the risk, the time, the money. You keep your stars focused on what they're doing best. The same goes for your business. You don't want your top people buried in operations, right? The tedious, time-consuming, redundant activities that wear them down. Togo helps any business looking to reduce their operating costs, become more efficient, or unlock more time for the best people. I just think this is so smart. This is such a smart company because from customer service to accounting, order management, logistics, admin, data entry, even complex multi-step operational processes, they're going to take it off your plate, all right, at a fraction of the cost. So all your stars can be stars, man. Let them focus on the stuff they like to do, that they're good at, without doing all this stuff. This is the stuff that bogs people down. I hate this stuff. Like I want to focus on all the creative stuff. You don't need to do all these meetings and stuff like that. Every Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, U.S.-based process engineers who are going to act as your quarterback, right? They're going to give you complete control, total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, turn your playbook into performance. That's what it does, all right? You call the plays, they execute. Visit harnesstogo.com. Harnesstogo.com. Scale smarter, work faster, stay focused on winning. I had a great weekend, right? I just loved it. It was just a fun weekend. Family, food, football. And the way you watch football, Xfinity. Friday, I stopped over Tucci's, watched the game. Then we watched a little A&M, Texas.
Oh, nice.
Right? Now, the beauty is he got the Xfinity upgrade.
Finally.
So because he got the Xfinity upgrade, we were watching the right way, right? Nice. The big fan was not a big fail. Perfect fan flex, all the action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. So clear, feels like you're in the stadium, all right? I had multiple games going on, the multi-view, flyers, right? The whole thing. We got to give some flyers from Flyer Love. On top of that, you get real notifications and live stats right on your television. Best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more. Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. What's the matter?
God bless BG for not getting on social media.
You're actually speechless.
I can't get off social media. Yeah, it's overwhelming. The chat and people are not in a good space right now.
Well, it's hard to be in a good space after what happened, right? Like,
yeah.
BG's in an awkward spot. He's not going to come on and go, man,
of course,
man.
And I don't want him to be like that.
Stinks. Like, what are we going to do?
Right.
Like, Jalen blows. Well, my God. What about Patullo? My God,
Right.
He's horrible.
Right.
Like, he's not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that from him. He tells you what you want your players to say, man.
Right. Like, that's right. You
That's
you
the mentality
have
I
to
want him to have.
believe
Yes.
that this thing is fixed. It's us that we're going to react to what we see. Now, joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, the big deal presented by, that's right, Cherry Hill Jeep, our man, E.J. Smith. Good morning, E.J.
What's going on, guys? I feel bad. You guys had BG. He brought the energy. You tried to bring the positive vibes, and now you're going to ask me, about what the players are saying in the locker room and what's wrong with this team. It's a tough act to follow.
It is, and it's the shame because nobody really wants to hear it. Nobody. It's an awkward spot, man, because we all know that was a bad loss. It was a bad multi-way. We all thought I was completely wrong on the game. I thought the Eagles' offense would click against the Bears defense? Like, if you ask me, I thought the Eagles would be the one running for over 200 yards.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you had asked us before the game, which team's going to have two guys go for over 100 yards, we would have said Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby without a doubt. And I think that's one of the major concerns here is like, if you can't run against this Bears defense, and we could have said the same about the Cowboys defense the week before, but obviously they had the injection of talent on the interior line.
Right. Because I disagreed about that. Like, because of Quinnen Williams and their tackles, Kenny Clark, they're tough to run inside on.
Yeah, but I'm more saying like if you looked at where the Cowboys ranked going into that game, but the Bears, I mean, there's no excuse for not being able to run against that defense, and obviously they didn't have as many opportunities, but a reason why they didn't have those opportunities is because there were the negative runs mixed in there, and they just weren't able to stay on schedule, and that's like my thing here is like even the 2023 comparisons, like the Eagles offense didn't rank quite this badly in 2023. If you look at teams that made it to the Super Bowl in the last 10 years, it's very rare for them to have an offense that's bottom third in success rate, bottom half in the league in real EPA per drive. Like this Eagles offense is like beyond being dragged to wins at this point. They put the defense in a bad situation constantly. I think that's the major concern as we go into this final stretch is like, I'm not really sure where they go from here. I said on the show a couple of weeks ago, like the offense doesn't really do anything well. It's only gotten worse since I said that. They don't have anything to lean on. I mean, it was a concerning loss, probably the most concerning loss. I mean, I can remember in recent memory at the very least.
Yeah. See, here's the problem offensively is we're all going to look at Patullo because that's what we're going to look at first as the orchestrator of this offense. And we should. Quarterback, if the quarterback is not in a rhythm and not running the ball, the quarterback has issues. Like, this isn't anything new. Him missing open receivers, which he did ad nauseum on Friday, is not new with him. The problem, again, comes if he's not involved in the run game and is not into any kind of rhythm. Like, he's got to get into a rhythm, and he's got to be able to help the run game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Especially like with how much their pass game has struggled this year. You start to think about, okay, well, what could it look like? If they tried to simplify it, or what kind of offense. Even yesterday, I'm watching games and I'm saying, what kind of offense could the Eagles run to really bring out the best in Jalen Hurts? And a lot of those offenses do include and rely on a quarterback inclusive run game. You think about the 2022 offense where it's the RPO heavy pass game to kind of get Jalen into rhythm. You need that element in the RPO game. You need Jalen as a runner as a part of that. So it definitely limits your options, and you're seeing it where they aren't getting him into a rhythm. I think it's one of those things where both things can be true. Jalen has not played well enough. He has to play better. But I think it's also fair to say that the scheme has not complemented Jalen's skill set and has not gotten the best out of him. Now, again, him as a runner, the willingness to do it, like that has to be part of that equation as well. You can't run some of these different, passing concepts and RPOs without that element. So again, it's a big reason why, Nick Sirianni said after the game on Friday, like it's not one thing. It's a lot of things. And, I think it's a fair interpretation of that answer that he doesn't really have an answer for how to get the offense on track. But I think it's complicated because of these different things at play. Jalen in the run game, the Kevin Patullo, the feel for the game, the passing concepts that they do rely on, whether that's because Jalen's comfortable with them or because Nick is comfortable with them. It's clear that something needs to change, but I'm not sure that they know what it is that needs to change.
Well, that's a problem with Sirianni. Like, ultimately, this thing is a Sirianni production. And the problem with him is if you come from that side of the ball, you got to be able to fix it. Like, we're still searching. We still don't know. That's not an answer as you're in week 13. After week 13, it's not an answer. Like, that's kind of unacceptable at this point to be in this situation.
Yeah, and that's why this week's going to be interesting, right? Because, Nick can say that they're not making a change at play caller, but that's not going to be solely his decision, would be my guess. I think that there's going to be a conversation around it. And then I also think it's important to remember like historical context here, in Nick's time with the Eagles, where maybe it's not a change in play caller, but it's a change in input or a change in how they, the process that goes into calling a game, because, we saw with Sean Desai, like, it wasn't just that Sean Desai got stripped of play calling duties. It was like Matt Patricia's going to call third downs first, right? They kind of gradually got there. And like when you think about, Nick giving up play calling duties in 2021, sometimes it's not so much like a title change or something like that, but I do think that they're going to have conversations about the process on offense during game day and who has input. And I think that you've been pretty consistent with this, cuz like Nick has to be a part of this, and like I wonder if he needs to be more of a part of it. I'm not saying that's the solution, but again, like something's got to change, and it's like it's kind of like an NBA coach, right? It's like an NBA coach where it's like, even if it's not solely Kevin Patullo's fault, it's just the easiest lever to pull midseason. I mean, unless you're going to bench the quarterback or you're going to, there really aren't a lot of things you can do midseason to say, we need to get this on track. So
I'll be honest with you.
Unfair, you got to change something.
This is obviously unpopular, but one of the things that I would love to see is I want to see McKee run this offense. And again, not for good, right? Like I wouldn't bench him for the unforeseeable future, but I would have him come down with an ankle sprain or whatever. And here's why. I just want you to watch for 1 or 2 weeks. Just watch. Sometimes that clears your head, right? While you're watching, I can now diagnose what's up with the offense. This offense needs to be diagnosed. Like, where does it ail from? Having someone else run it, and this is not a McKee is better than Jalen. This is I need to diagnose issues, all right? So if I have somebody else run it, I can now diagnose properly what to do when Jalen becomes healthy again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it is an interesting proposition, to wonder what this offense would look like with Tanner under center. Again, I want to be clear too. Like, it is not Tanner would be better than Jalen or Tanner is better than Jalen.
It's to diagnose the patient. Sometimes to diagnose the patient, you need to see it run by somebody else, right? Like, yeah. And then the other thing is, I think he's pressing right now. I think he is. He needs to take
that. The pick to Kevin Byard, especially, like that is an uncharacteristic throw from Jalen, and it is one to me that's instructive of the fact that he is not in a rhythm right now. And honestly, like the 2023 comparisons, that's the one right there. Like if he starts making uncharacteristically bad decisions with the football, that is a very 2023 version of Jalen Hurts.
And to touch on your thing with Sirianni, Sports Illustrated, they ran a piece, and this is those who've been around Sirianni have been privy to another all-encompassing similar love for his own office. And this is last year they wrote this. In the spring of 2023, after handing off play calling duties to Johnson's, hear how Sirianni described it. No matter if Patullo's calling it, Steichen's calling it, Brian Johnson's calling it, Stoutland's calling it, Jason Michael's calling it, Gannon, Howie calls up from there, Lurie, Dom, Julian, this is my offense, Sirianni chuckled. I'm very particular. I know what I believe in the passing game and the running game and offensive football. And I think that sums up the problem, man. I don't know if he can fix it. I think this is his stuff.
I agree. I agree. And the fact is, if you can't fix it, that says something about him as a coach. Because you come from that side of the ball. So if you come from that side of the ball and this is what you believe, see, here's my thing, right? Like, it's great that you have a vision of what your offense should be, but you got to be malleable with your players. Like, that has to be able to move. He preaches that,
right? And he preaches that it's got to be built around the players. But sometimes you watch the Eagles offense and you wonder, like, is this offense built around Jalen Hurts, or is it built around, like, what Phillip Rivers or Andrew Luck used to do? So I think that's a fair thing. And the worrying thing, and listen, we're early on this. We've got, a month and change in the season, but if at this rate, the way things are going, there's going to be a really tough offseason conversation about, like, if the offense that Nick Sirianni wants to run is compatible with Jalen Hurts. Like, we've seen, great coordinators make it work, but I do think at this rate, like, these two, it's obvious that there's an incompatibility with the way that Nick wants to play offensively, with the way that Kevin calls the game, and the way that Jalen's playing right now. So, and that to me is a complicated question, because they've all, obviously Nick and Jalen have been successful, but it's a matter of can they make this work? Can they figure this out?
It was weird because They come out in the second half 3 and out. Then he does an interception. The boos are coming down heavy, and then they have the touchdown drive, which is everything we've been looking for. Some running, some tempo, and they move the ball downfield. It looked great, and then it just stops, and they go back to the slop. I don't understand it. It looks like they have the ability to do it occasionally. I don't know. That was really confusing to me.
I found it interesting that after the game, Jalen talked about that drive and said that when they go tempo, they dictate to the defense, which it seems like has been a complaint from players all year, that the offense is too often reacting to what the defense is doing. You know, they're too reactive and not as assertive. So I found that very telling from Jalen. You know, like how when they go tempo, that's when they are assertive.
All right. Can I ask my 2 witnesses here? I probably said it to you 1,000 times. How many freaking times did I talk about tempo? I did it with you, EJ.
Yeah, you absolutely have. It shouldn't be this hard. That's what I keep saying about this Eagles offense this year. It just shouldn't be this hard. You know, we watched teams yesterday. You see teams, they don't have. I mean, I know the Eagles offensive line is banged up, and you know they just haven't played well. But like
the Bills ran for over 200 yards without both their tackles yesterday against the Steelers, who have a good run defense. Not like they have a bad run defense.
The Jets have outscored the Eagles in the last 4 games. I mean, the Jets.
So here's where I don't know, right? I don't know. And all the stuff that we talked about, adding more RPO, adding more tempo. I mean, I've done all that stuff. I'm trying to figure out, because you hear things, I'm sure you've heard it, that Jalen's not the biggest fan of running anymore, being part of the run offense.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's a big problem because he's not the drop back passer that is going to just get the ball. See how Dak, boom, boom, ball's out, right? Like they're hot and he's making quick reads. He knows where he's going. Dak's very good at pre-snap. Like, I don't know that Jalen's that guy that can do that.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's shown it this year that he's not. I mean, the pre-snap stuff, that Packers game to me really stood out. Fran's breakdown of that. Like how many times it's like he's reading the zone side against man, or he's reading the man side against zone, just not clean and not crisp pre-snap. And then he's never been an anticipation thrower, which honestly you'd think like Nick would be able to work around that and be okay with that because he's not a risk taker in how he throws the ball. But because of that, you're right. It has to be. I think like college offense gets like a bad rap, but like we've seen them run like these advanced college offenses with Jalen and be successful, but the run game needs to be a part of that. And I don't know if that's going to be the type of thing that now that it's late in the season and the stakes are high, it starts to become a bigger part of what they do. But no, I mean Jalen's talked a lot about being a triple threat, and like they need that. That triple threat right now. Like they need him to be a factor in the run game. They need him to be better as a processor in addition to what he wants to bring as a passer.
So what do you think the issue is with him in the run game?
Yeah, I think that you've been on it. I think it is a matter of, a lack of comfortability, putting himself at risk, and he hasn't come out and said that. He's kind of said it's the flow of the game, but I think it's apparent when you see the way that this year has gone in contrast to years past that something has changed there. Whether it's organizational or solely Jalen, like they don't want him. There's at least a sentiment out there like he does not want to be as big a part of the run game, and I think it has hurt the run game and honestly just the way that they can operate on offense.
So let's look at Patullo and the SIrianni offense. The biggest issue with so here's what I don't get is that they still do not attack the edges, and their lack of creativity within the run game is startling. Like I watched teams yesterday. I watched you watch the stuff going on all day Thanksgiving Day. You see creativity in the run game that allows for, scheme success. And I get, like, that's not Jalen's fault, right? Like, there is a true lack of design in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, we hear Fran rant about, like, the same side zone runs. We see, they lack even last year, you saw creativity in the run game. You know, they were setting up the big play with some of those gap scheme runs, and this year it has been very basic. It's been a lot of zone runs, and yeah, you know, like the perimeter runs especially. I mean, we watched the Bears just make a living on those outside zones and cutting them up, and you know, affecting the Eagles' defensive tackles. And you know, you just haven't seen creativity, and like it's even beyond just like a lack of creativity. It's like like Grant Calcaterra being out there the whole time. Yeah, it's a matter of the personnel that they have. It's almost as if like they don't spend a whole lot of time like thinking about like the ways that they could maximize their run game, which is crazy to say, but when you watch it, it's just the same stuff. Yeah.
Like Latu, like what are you doing? Like, you know that's a problem. Why aren't you playing him? Why don't you have formations
not even
with
a fullback
him in it?
at tight end? It's just at some point it's not Grant Calcaterra at this point. It's the coaching staff for continuously putting him in bad spots to you know have to take on guys at the point of attack in the run game. It's been this way all year, and they've got a guy like Cam Latu who, I mean, at the very least, you know, I've been like pounding the drum for Cam Latu all season. Sometimes like ironically to like mess with Fran here, but like, you know, Cam Latu at least has like the effort. You know, he at least has like he wants to blow somebody up at the point of attack. So, you know, to me, it's just like, why not? Why not put him out there at this point? You know,
I mean,
you
fullback, H-back, tight end. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could use them and be creative with it. That's my biggest beef is I don't see,
especially now that they don't have the 6 offensive line look as much as they did when Fred Johnson was that guy. No, they need that element right now. You know, they're not getting it from Calcaterra. I mean, even Goddard, you know, even dating back to last year, I don't think he's exactly the same type of run blocker as he used to be. He looks smaller, you know, than he used to earlier in his career, and he just isn't. He's not the dominant force as a blocking tight end the way he was. He's not the force multiplier necessarily as like that guy that you can put in an 11 and run out of because you trust him in the run game. So they really haven't gotten much out of their tight ends in addition to the offensive line struggles that they've had.
All right, so let me ask you this. Are they strong enough internally to withstand this, right? Or like we talk about collapses and crumbles and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, every year is different. I always talk about, I mean, we've always brought up 2023, and I've been saying it's not 2023. But then, you know, you watch the Bear game on Friday, you go, this feels like a collapse, right? Like, nobody knows. You don't have to, it looks like Herbert will be out on Monday night. He's got to get a procedure on his hand, or it's his non-throwing hand.
He was coy about it, but that doesn't sound great. Yeah.
I mean, it's your non-throwing hand, right? So I don't know. If you go out and you play a Herbertless charge, I mean, they're not very good, right? So, I mean, they're banged up injury-wise. Is that your panacea? I mean, how strong, you know better than anybody, EJ, how strong is this team?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. You know, you hear in the locker room after the game that the sky's not falling, that there's a confidence there. But I think it's apparent when you watch, especially on offense and even on defense against the Bears. This is a team that's pressing. This is a team that understands the way that things are going, and they're trying to will it back onto track. I mean, it's tough. I guess it depends on like how you would define like withstand this. Like, could they, you know, turn things around and, you know, be like moving in the right direction come the playoffs? I'd say it's possible, but to me, it's like I think that they have fallen down a rung in terms of like Super Bowl contenders, and I'm not sure because I think to overcome that, they're going to have to figure it out offensively, and the personalities that play there, I'm not positive. I wouldn't be confident that it's going to get figured out in the next month.
I mean, we are pretty far into the season. They're still trying to figure out their identity. It's like, oof. And Sealski had a great, I think it was Sealski postgame with Goddard, who was asked him, do you out there at times, do you feel like the offense has an advantage over the defense when you guys are out there? And he paused for like a good 4 or 5 seconds and was just like, tough question. Like, doesn't feel like they have an advantage at all. It's a tough question, man.
No, I mean, Bo said in the postgame show, like, where is his coaching staff giving this team an advantage right now?
Yeah.
And it is a tough question to answer.
It is, and you know, and everybody could joke about, Philadelphia, and that's what they do there. They just come off the Super Bowl, and Al Michaels on there, listen to the chorus of boos. But when you see malfeasance, there's malfeasance. Like, you have a bones of a really good team, and it's not being coached properly, right? Like, I hate to say this because the guy's record is ridiculous, and he wins a lot of games, and I think players love him and all that stuff. But, like, I need more from him, man. Like, the fact is, I wonder how smart of an X and O man he is. And, like, I need that. I mean, I have to have a guy that can scheme a little bit, especially if he's going to be that heavy-handed behind the scenes with his offense.
Yeah, and his staff, I mean, if you told me that he was going to have a lot of input in who the OC is and that it's going to be the OC show, kind of similar to the way that it was with Kellen Moore, like, I feel a little bit better about it. I feel a little bit more confident about the way the Eagles offense is going to look. But, we've seen this we saw it with Doug. We see it with Nick now. Like, evaluating coaches and especially coordinators is a lot different than other parts of the job. And it's an important part of the job that a lot of guys can't get right. So I think that's going to be the interesting thing to unfold here is, like, if Nick needs Kevin to work in a certain, he needs Kevin Patullo to get this on track if he wants to continue to have say in his staff. So, I mean, maybe that's why they're going to try and make this work. But, I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting week down there to kind of see how things unfold.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Howie and Jeffrey are thinking. That's the whole thing. Because, listen, Jeffrey already said to you that just because you win a Super Bowl doesn't mean you're safe.
Yeah, and just because you say that you're not changing the OC doesn't mean that you're not changing the OC. We saw that with Mike Groh and Carson Walsh with Doug a couple years ago. That's an organizational thing. So yeah, I mean, Nick said it after the game, but again, I think that there's that door. It's still open. I would like to see how this week plays out with some of those things.
That's the interesting thing. He says they're not evaluating play calling, but literally nobody believes that. Nobody, instantly, everyone's writing like, well, this is a Jeffrey Howie call. No one's believing anything as Nick is saying on this issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Great stuff, EJ. What's your schedule today, buddy?
2 p.m. with Fran and Bo. Fran is going to be breaking down some of the film, and we're going to, you could probably call it a panic meter. We'll talk about our level of concern in these different areas. So, yeah, it should be a good show.
My brother, look forward to always great work by you, despite what you got to work with.
As long as it's interesting, that's all I.
It's very interesting. It's good stuff. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Speaking of Fran's coming up next, but first, let's take a little bit of time to talk about our friends. All right. Let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep. Man, December is actually a great month to get a new whip.
That's what they say.
It really is.
Yeah. I hear the deals are out there in December.
And at Cherry Hill Jeep, deals beyond deals going on right now. Go see Deal Dante. All right? All right. Deal Dante is the man who runs Cherry Hill Jeep. Cherry Hill Jeep, of course, is a folk auto dealership, which means a lot, man. They've been at it for multi-generations all throughout South Jersey, many dealerships. And I know Charlie, who's one of the best, he just wants his customers to be happy because he thinks the best way to run a successful dealership is to have repeat customers and customers that buy in so much that they pass them down generation to generation. And that's Cherry Hill Jeep. Stop in today. All kinds of great stuff going on, man. The 2025 Jeep Wrangler, $289 a month. Every Wrangler delivers strong drivetrains, innovative engineering, quality components that underpin this icon's legendary heritage. Lease payments, you ready? 0 down payments available. Financing options for all credit on over 350 vehicles in stock. Drive home your new Jeep or Ram truck today. CherryHillJeep.com. Stop in and tell Deal Dante that we sent you. You'll get an additional, how about this, $1,000 off any new car.
Yeah.
And $2,000 for your trade-in. That's an additional $2,000 for your trade-in. All right? That's because
Hey, he's ready to make some deals over
all right, Dante Deal. Deal Dante.
Yes.
I like Deal Dante. Check it out, cherryhilljeep.com. Now, let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. What do we got? We got a line for Monday. I keep wanting to say Sunday night, but it's Monday night.
Another long week, it feels like.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was Sunday night. Yeah, it's a mini buy, right? They go from Friday to Monday, and maybe that will help.
My Eagles are a healthy -3 on the road.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, especially when they have both at the same record. It's it's an Eagles line.
Mm-hmm.
What's the total? Gotta be low.
41.
41. That's
With this offense.
That's low, baby.
Outrageous.
That is low, man. Eagles offense, 41. Wow. All right, what's tonight? Tonight we have New England against the Giants and Jameis.
Yeah, Patriots -7. Over-under's 46.5. It was Jackson Dart starting tonight?
Oh, it is
I
Jackson
think
Dart's
Dart's
back.
Because
Yeah.
the total's 46.5. I was like,
Yeah.
I teased the Pats in the over there. The Pats to win it over 39.5. Yeah.
I keep
good
saying
call.
they should just put Jackson Dart away.
Yeah, why wouldn't
in
you?
bubble
What's the
bubble
point?
wrap.
What's the
Why
point?
why play? Burrow's different. Burrow's a veteran who's been through it, who says he wants to play. You play him, right? Like he loves football. In fact, he's beautiful. I love Joe Burrow. After what he said, I don't know if you saw the interview Thanksgiving night. I love that dude. But Jackson Dart, after what he's been through with the concussions this year, my man,
Especially with the concussions. They're not going to win anything. I mean, the Bengals could get hot. If they get in, they might win a game.
Well, right. Exactly.
Or the Giants are not.
Check out.
Oh, one more tonight.
We got a hoop game?
Yes.
Trash game?
Temple's traveling out to the main line, to play Villanova. I like the Owls +13 tonight.
Fish.
I like the Owls.
You like Coach Fish tonight?
I do.
I love it. The Fighting Fishes.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that play. That's good. And how about the Flyers, man?
Woo.
All right.
Mitch Kyle getting like 6 shots a game now, a couple goals.
Yeah, now I'm ready. Now we're ready to have some fun. Dude, that was a good win, man. We got it tomorrow night. We're back. Or tonight we're back.
Are they back at it
tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight. We're back tonight.
Yep.
Where are the Flyers?
They're -143 against the Penguins. Nice.
Oh, man, I like it tonight. I like a little Meatskoff tonight, baby. He's feeling it. Let's go, Meatskoff. Anyway, you got to go to thebetparks.com for all the details. You get new customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down first 24 hours, plus 250 free spins on the game.
1, 2, tree. 1, 2, free wishes.
Tree wishes.
Tree wishes.
Christmas tree wishes.
1, 2, 3.
Tree wishes. Check it out, man. It's great. Betparks.com has all the details. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. It's not free, but this is a darn good deal. Diehard right now, $26. That's like 50 cents a week, I think, if my math is good. And you get coverage. If you're a Flyers fan, Charlie's coverage on the Diehards, it's unbeatable. You get Franny's work on the draft. So right now, for how long is this going till, Andrew? Do you know?
Till tomorrow.
All right, till tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. So get it now, $26. Probably it got to be the lowest price you're going to get all year.
It's awesome.
Stupidly
67% off the original price.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
50
the
cents a
stuff
week.
that you get,
50 cents a week.
please become a diehard. All right? I'm telling you, it's so good. I'm so proud of our staff. I love our staff. Our coverage of in town of our sport is incredible. Our Eagles coverage we talk about all the time. Franny's coming up. His draft stuff is ridiculous. You're a football fan. We love football. You have to read Fran. All right, the stuff that he does, he really is a scout, and he's half coach, half scout. All right, and you get all that stuff. It's so interesting. Our Sixers coverage, best in the city. Flyers coverage, best in the city. Like, we got it all, right? And we got great Jimmy Salisbury covering Phillies, like insider stuff. You got to check it out, all right? Please become a diehard. You'll love it. Trust me on that. All right. Now, let's go to, speaking of the our man Franny Films.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go to our boy on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, the ultimate leatherhead.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all 22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
Oh, Fran. Oh, Fran. All right. I want you to diagnose as best you can what you're seeing with this offense.
I would need several medical degrees that I do not have in my possession. I got a piece of paper from Temple about 6 feet away from me. I need a few more of them if I'm going to diagnose that. Yeah, not a pretty watch. And honestly, I was able to, just because of the long weekend, family style, I was able to kind of like stretch it out, make it a little bit more of a slow death for me getting through this film. I mean, it's a lot, man. I think when you look at, obviously, the structure of the offense, when you watch it, it's not good. Right, like the route concepts, like the predictability, the structure, the sequencing this week, I thought was maybe one of the worst we've seen. Like that's one of the things I've talked about on the show the last few weeks is like the difference between play calling and then like play design, right? Like the structure and philosophy and like, hey, this is our identity, and then like actual like play 1, play 2, play 3, play calling. The sequencing over the course of the year, like I'm like, yeah, like first time play caller, that's going to be a little wonky. Like, all right, like that's fine. This week, I thought it was one of the worst from that standpoint of things. But like the quarterback obviously did not play well. They're still not getting explosives out of the run game. I actually thought the run game was a little bit better than I anticipated. But against that defense, that's to be expected, I guess. A lot to talk about certainly with this team right now.
Yeah, I expected the run game to perform well against that Bears defense. Like you tell me before the game, we talked about it. I'm expecting them to kind of break out. And it did have some success.
Yep.
It just failed in between.
It was one of those where I'm watching and I'm like, all right, like you just go through the first couple drives. And I'm like, all right, first and 10, they run for 5. Successful run. You're on schedule. It's second and I'm looking at the notes now. Like it's 2nd and 8. You run for 5. You run for 6. Like all right, yep, successful run. You had a bunch of those sprinkled throughout, and the run game, like overall, like success rate, there were a few that like kind of dropped off. But honestly, like I think this was Saquon's the 3rd best game in terms of like yards per carry. And it's like you look at it and you're like, yeah, like it felt that way watching it. They were able to have success running the football. I think in previous iterations of this team, in different circumstances, this is a game where honestly it looks like what it looked like on the other sideline, where you say, all right, well, maybe this is not going to be a throwing day. You look at the elements, you look at the wind, the quarterback's not having his best day. We are going to assert ourselves on the ground. They just did not do it, could not do it, and it's been kind of the story of the season is their inability to really be able to strike when the opportunity presents itself on the ground.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, is that, like, I get it. Defensively, they're getting gashed, right? So that's one thing. But when you're getting that kind of positive results in the first half on the run game, you've got to make them pay through the air. Like, that works hand in hand, right? So Jalen missing a ton of open guys. Like, he left a couple, I counted at least 2 that were touchdowns, like no doubt about it, touchdowns. There was Goddard, right, like right in the middle of the field, like, yo, dude, like if you hit those, you all of a sudden the tenor of the game changes, right? Like
no question.
It's a new game. It completely plays out differently. So what you wanted out of the run game happened. You couldn't make it pay in the pass game.
Yeah, I think that honestly, it's one of the downsides. It's probably the biggest downside to playing the way that it's pretty clear that they want to play, which is we're not going to turn the ball over. We're going to be conservative. We're going to protect it, and we're going to do what it takes to win the game. But we've talked in the past about how that does not mesh up with the structure of how the team was built, which is A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, like guys that have huge contracts, Saquon Barkley, this offensive line, Jalen Hurts, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in football. When you have that investment in this offense to play the way that you want, that you're saying that we want to play, those two things are incongruent. It does not match. And so when you look at it, it is similar. I would say it's not like apples to apples, but it's saying like, hey, we're going to be a baseball team. We're going to build a lineup out of, so we're going to play small ball. We're going to advance guys in the base pass.
Yeah, we're going to have Schwarber.
Yeah, but then
Alonso, and we're going to bunt.
But if that lineup isn't making contact, or it's just all ground balls, like you can't get anything off the ground. And I think right now, again, you're looking at an offense that wants to play small ball. You talk about explosives all you want, but they're not creating explosives at the rate that they need to overcome the fact that it's just too conservative overall. It's a rough offense to watch right now for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
the whole thing. What was just harder to watch this week, I felt, than the week before. They just got bullied. It just felt like they were just like their lunch was taken, just out physicaled, and that's just not what we were used to seeing.
Well, that way because of the defense. What did you see? We'll get back to the offense in a minute because that's to me still the story. Like you can't expect this defense to pitch a shutout or close to it every week, and they got beat up. All those interior runs. What happened? What were the Bears doing between the tackles that they had that kind of success running the ball?
Yeah, I think when you look at this Bears run game, we talked last week about how they were the most explosive rushing team in football. Coming in, they had the highest explosive run rate, but they also were really high in success rate. So, they're hitting for average and they're hitting the long ball. Like they were doing it at a high rate. And it really comes down to two things. One, they've got that ability to bully people up front. It's a lot of the things we've seen from the Eagles team in the past, where you're moving guys off the point of attack with double teams. Jalen Carter got uprooted multiple times in this game. Moro Ojimo got uprooted multiple times in this game. So guys are getting blown off the ball. But then they also, with all of their creative motions and shifts, they're removing second and third level defenders from being able to fill from the backside and even from the front side. So, I've been going through and I'm pulling plays that we're going to break down in the show later today at 2:00. And there's a play early on, second drive, where it was Caleb Williams under center. It's a run over to the left side, and Reed Blankenship, he's over on the opposite side. Well, he's going to be in charge of filling that backside gap where the run ends up hitting. Why isn't Reed Blankenship there? Well, the tight end that was in the backfield, he releases out to the flat off of what Reed thinks is going to be a play action fake. So he's running with the tight end to the boundary. He's nowhere to be found as DeAndre Swift cuts it up inside. And so you look at it and you're like, this is good scheme. They're doing things to impact the second and third level that now all of a sudden, all right, now it's Sidney Brown has to be able to make a tackle. And sometimes Sidney Brown misses those plays, right? Adoree Jackson is going to miss plays. So when you throw all of that in, it makes sense as to why this offense has been as productive as it's been.
No Campbell. You surprised?
Yeah. And it's, look, I saw you see this coming a mile away, right? It was it was trending this direction, and the previous two games, it was like every third series you kind of see Jihad Campbell worked in, and again, like it's not that he is playing poorly, it's that Nakobe was playing at such a high level, but in 6 months, if we're looking back, especially now, it's one thing if this is going to be a Super Bowl team, and who knows, like maybe this team will want to run, but these are valuable reps that I would imagine you'd like to be able to get Jihad Campbell, locked in on this, unless they're going to plan on keeping Nakobe. And if that's the case, then what is the future plan for Jihad Campbell? Because you already have Zach Bond locked up. It's a tricky situation, and maybe there is no right answer. So I don't kill them for this, but it's a tough spot that they're in because you want Jihad Campbell to be able to get these reps.
Yeah. Now next week you're looking at another run team, a team that's especially. Herbert likely won't play. I mean, I can't imagine. He's going to have a procedure. I know it's his left hand, but he's going to have a procedure. I mean, I can't imagine him playing.
The fact that he came back in last night, maybe that changes it. But my guess is if they're leaving the door open, it'll end up being like, all right, like pain tolerance. You shoot the hand up afterwards, or right before the game, and see if you're able to deal with it. He did not go under center at all after the injury. He came back in. But if it's Trey Lance, all right, well, what does that mean? What does the game plan look like for the Chargers in that instance? So that will make for an interesting. My guess is that's why the total's 41 right now, going as we sit here a week out.
Yeah, because the one thing we know the Chargers like to do anyway is they like to run the ball. So They're gonna go heavy dose run. So that can't be, and they're gonna look at the tape and go, all right, well, this is our way to look at it and try to, bully the Eagles up front.
Yeah, and honestly, like my initial gut reaction watching that on Friday afternoon, I talked about it in the postgame show. What that felt like to me, Ant, was that, and I'd be interested to get your take on it, was this was a defense, this was a unit, and we see this in all sports. As fast as the team is carrying the rest for a stretch, so it was for a month, and at some point, the dam breaks, and it's just like, yep, we don't have it today. It's cold outside. You have the holiday. You got this. And for whatever reason, it's not even like a malicious intent. It's just like that group doesn't have it today. And when it falls hard. And you saw it even evolve throughout the game because you saw it early. But then, all right, go to the locker room. It's a 1-score game, guys. All right, we got this. So you come in, and now the defense looks good early third quarter. And then you get another turnover. You get the fumble on the tush push. And then it was like they go, bam, we're right down the field. And it's just chunk play, chunk play, chunk play. To me, that's what that felt like watching that on Friday.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I do worry. I worry in the next couple of weeks about that unit because there's been so much stress on it. And, Jalen Carter, who's kind of intimated that he's kind of banged up and people will find out about, just what I'm dealing with and that sort of thing. And, they're not, they still need, they're not great depth in the middle of that line. Those guys play a lot of snaps.
Played 85 snaps. 85 snaps in 4 quarters. 85 snaps, you see that, all right, a team goes to overtime. I'm sure the Denver defense, the Washington defense last night, they played 85 snaps. They played 5 full quarters. To play 85 snaps in 4 quarters, that's college level stuff. That's Vanderbilt playing Tennessee. That makes sense. And
all
for
those
the offense,
plays.
They had, I think I had them for 54 snaps. And honestly, they played in the first half, they played 20 snaps on offense.
Wow.
That's tough for a defense. And that's what I mean. At some point, it's not, that's why when I talk about the defense, it's not a malicious, we're just laying down today. That's just at some point, that cumulative effect, that impact is felt. And I felt like that's what happened on Friday.
I agree. I completely agree. Listen, when you hold the ball, like the Bears did, basically, 40-20, right? 2/3 of the game, you're going to have that sort of thing. But I am worried about the pressure on that unit moving forward. So what, the chicken or the egg thing, we've talked about this all year, Patullo, SIrianni, right, versus the quarterback. And where do you see, and we did see, again, I've brought this up to you a million times about tempo and about doing things. The one part of the game where it worked is they had a little tempo, they had a little giddy up, and they had success, and then they went away from it.
Yeah, and again, it gets into that question of the why behind everything, right? And that's what we don't know the answer to, because even if when people talk about it in press conferences, if Sirianni talks about it, Patullo talks about it, Jalen Hurts talks about it, Devontae Smith talks about it, we aren't getting the complete one. That's just the nature of it. You're not going to get the 100% truth, right? And so the why behind, why do you only do this some of the time? How come you get away from it? How come you want to play this way? How come the quarterback's under center sometimes and then not in others? It's week 13 and EJ just saying 20 minutes ago, this is an offense that's still trying to find its identity. The defending Super Bowl champs that returned 10 of 11 starters on that side of the ball is still looking for their identity on that side. It's a huge question mark. And why? What is the reason behind that? Do you feel like you have to play this way? Do you feel like this is it because that's the way someone wants to play? It is one of the great mysteries in the NFL this year.
Feels like less and less of a mystery every week, though. More and more sources are saying you have a quarterback who doesn't want to run the ball.
Yeah, and that's, some of that I think is all right, we have this conversation in the offseason, and all right, we're going to do things to save the quarterback's body and, keep him healthy, make sure he's not banged up. All right, that's fine. but you have to replace that with stuff, right? And so that's what we talked. I'm pretty sure we talked about that last week. Was all right. Well, if you're going to remove the quarterback run element from the offense, and we're going to lower the amount of like RPOs, and then you have to do other things to put stress on the linebackers and on the safeties when they come down close to the line of scrimmage. Like, the teams are loading the box at a higher rate this year compared to last year when that rushing attack and Saquon Barkley was extremely effective. And they are loading the box at a higher rate. So you got to do things to impact that. And so that's why, we've seen, all right, well, now they're going under center more and they're trying to do the under center play action. And they're trying to do this and they're trying to do that. You do all these different things to say like, all right, what is it that works? What works for us while also impacting the defense? And we've seen bits and pieces of success in a lot of these areas, but nothing that it's proven to be sustainable with this group. Now you're watching some of the under center play action stuff. They ran, it was the second drive of the game. I'm going to break it down later today on the 2:00 show. They ran like an under center play action concept that everybody in the NFL runs, and the timing of it's terrible. Jalen Hurts turns to deliver this to Devontae Smith, who came in motion. He's going to run a dig route from the backside. Devontae's nowhere close to being like ready to receive this ball, right? And so like the time. So is that all right? Jalen's footwork was really bad. Is that the details of it, how it was coached, were really bad? Is that the timing of the motion was really bad? Because we saw that like there was a motion where Dallas Goedert's coming from left to right and he trips up with Mailata, and now Mailata's on the ground and the rusher comes in free and impacts Jalen. Like you see all these things where the details, and that's like one of the staples of the coaching staff is like, we are going to be detail oriented. The details, frankly, aren't good. They suck.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Right now. How many times did we see two receivers in the same vicinity?
Yes.
I saw that 4 different times. I made note of it. 4 different times, receivers are in the same vicinity.
It looked like Dotson and AJ were going to run into each other at one time.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's not this. It's one thing if it's that's the first time this happened. I remember like the Denver game, we saw it like 2 or 3 times on one drive last week against Dallas. The Dallas Goedert runs a dig route, and Jahan Dotson's curling right in front of him, and you see Dallas Goedert on film as Jalen's back there starting to scramble. Dallas is like this, like palms up, like I don't know what to do. You're like, there's no confidence, there's no sense of rhythm. It's like I said, it's a tough unit to watch right now.
So what do you do? It's funny. One of the things that I was saying earlier, Franny, is I'd like to see what Tanner would do, what McKee would do. And again, this is not I want to bench Hurts or any of that. Like Jalen's still the quarterback, but I think he needs, sometimes this, when a guy sits and watches for a week or two, it just clears their head. He looks like a guy with a jumbled head right now. Like he's not seeing stuff clearly. Sometimes that clears your head. Sometimes, and it also gives me a chance to diagnose the offense. Like I need to see somebody else run it just so I can see what's wrong with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, like I completely see what you're saying. Can you do that with a guy who just won Super Bowl MVP that has the paychecks?
Well, no, what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a phantom injury. Like you're going to come up with an injury and just to save face. I mean, I've seen it done before many times. Like, this is not, and again, it's made clear that he's banged up and that's why he hasn't seen guys, right? Like that's why he played poorly. He's banged up. And it just gives me a couple weeks just to figure out, all right, what's wrong? Then he goes back in and is able to, all right, clear head, fresh start. Here we go for the playoff stretch.
And it's related, but it's not obviously apples to apples. But, I'm thinking like, honestly, the same kind of deal. All right, well, the bye week. And we're talking about like the mini bye. All right, maybe they can get some things straightened out after the mini bye. This offense has been horrific since their real bye week a month ago. Yeah. Literally, you look at this 4-game stretch, it's as bad as it's been in the last 20 years in terms of like overall point totals and overall effectiveness, whatever metric you're going to look at. This 4-game stretch since their week off, since they had time to kind of resettle and let things recalibrate, has been really bad. And so, when I look, and then even you go the other way, because it's been, now they've had 2 weeks where, all right, you had a bad loss and you got a short week. All right, what does this team look like on the short week? You got to flush it real quick and move on back to basics. You had the Denver loss.
And
go
the
right into
Giants.
Thursday Night Football. and you lay an egg against the Giants on the road, and then you had this game on Black Friday after that loss on Sunday night against the division rival Cowboys. Again, it's either way you look at it, it has not been good. Short rest, long rest. This offense has not been good.
Mm-hmm. No, it hasn't. It's a problem. It's a problem, and they're going to need to figure this out. And my biggest worry is it's a Sirianni deal, and if you're an offensive guy, and if you're struggling to fix it, that says a lot about you. Because there's not a lot of imagination in the design. Design is bad. It's too elementary. You could say all you want about the quarterback, but I think the real problem is the design, the scheme.
Like at this point in the season, can you fix that stuff? Can you change the routes and the route trees? Is that something that's fixable at this point?
I would say no. And because I think that at some point, like this is what you've built. You've literally spent the entire offseason building this playbook. This is what our identity is going to be. And so as they go into weekly game plans, you are pulling from the larger playbook to feed that weekly game plan. And then when you go drive by drive, like play again, that goes back into like overall bones, identity. And then like the weekly game plan and play calling drive to drive, like all of that gets filtered down. Like obviously all of the coaches, they all have bits and pieces, a little bit of a say. But to me, like the way I look at it, Ant, like I think back like to early my career. I was a producer when I first got to the Eagles. We're talking 2011. So I'm a producer. When I came over working with Temple football, like I was on the football side. As the video guy, like I didn't know as much about technology. I was like, all right, like I'm, and like in terms, I had a degree from Temple in terms of like broadcasting, but my goal was not like, oh, like I'm really buttoned up with all the technological stuff that all the other producers were. Where I brought value to that team was the football stuff. So all right, I'm going to create all the football content, but I need other people around me to lift me up when it comes to like, all right, lighting for the set,
right?
Like, they're doing everything from the technical side of things and putting the show together, putting a shoot together. And that was, I had a good boss to be able to put me in that position. And as I rose up, I had to have the wherewithal for myself and say like, all right, like if I'm going on a shoot, I need someone with me.
Yeah,
to
I'm
help
not
me
good at the production piece of it, right? Like
yeah,
the
so
football.
I need someone around me to help lift me. And honestly, like when you look at what this team needs right now, they need a shot in the arm when it comes to like overall the pass game design to kind of monitor. Unless again, we get into the whys. Why is it that they are the way they are? I don't know. It's it's something that clearly needs to be figured out.
Yeah. Franny, great stuff. 2:00 today, we'll be watching as always. And we were talking about the sale going on for the Diehards sale and how great stuff that you put out. I mean, your draft stuff is the best out there going.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's honestly, it's going to be a really fun draft season. I know Eagles fans, so you don't want to be looking forward to the draft as early as they're likely to at this point. But look, I've already done. I'm literally hundreds of players are written up. The Senior Bowl invitations and Shrine Bowl invitations, they're starting to be announced here this week. So before we know it, I'm going to be going out to Indianapolis for the combine. Get a head start on all that stuff. And if you think you're going to be invested in that when you get to January, February, March, April. Jump on this Diehard sale right now. It's never going to be cheaper. It's never been cheaper. Like, take advantage of the sale right now. Help yourself for 4 months from now. Hey,
one last thing real quick, because one of our viewers, Vinny, asked a question about how much five-man, how come they didn't run a lot of five-man front defensively to match up?
They did. I mean, for the very first snap of the game, they came out in a 5-1 look. They flexed Zach Bond down, and it sometimes that stuff looked good and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes guys got moved off the ball. That's the thing, is when you go down, basically the idea when you put 5 guys in the line of scrimmage or 6 guys in the line of scrimmage to try and match what the offense is doing, it then becomes like man on man. Like you're taking away the impact, the ability to go double teams, because it's literally like gap for gap. But that means you got to win the one-on-ones, right? And so if guys don't win the one-on-ones, the hole's still going to be there.
Yeah. And that's where we saw that a lot last year with Barkley and how he was able to get the second level.
Yeah, exactly right.
And exploit it. But I guess I thought Campbell should have got mixed in there. That's the only thing. But I get it. Franny, thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Great Thanks, stuff. Guys. There he is, Franny Films.
You get with the Diehard, you get a T-shirt too. $26 just for the T-shirt. Is worth
it's
it.
great.
And then
It's
you
great.
get access to everything.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff. Coming up, we had a blast with this guy. I gotta tell you, David Murphy's the greatest. All right, like, we had so much fun. We had our big Reading Terminal soiree the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Everybody was there. Pat was there.
Pat's
Murph,
boy Jeff.
Rich Hopman. I mean, it was Rich Senior.
Yes.
It was fun. All my buddies. It was a great time. We had a blast. Everybody hanging out together was so much fun.
We gotta get them to
Our
come
whole
down.
staff was
We gotta
there.
get them to come down Friday to the World Cup thing.
Well, there you go.
See if we can get them down there.
Hey, Stateside Live Friday. We're going to be there. So make sure you come and hang out. All right? Because Friday's a big day in town. It's the draw, the World Cup draw. We find out what countries are coming to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I got to figure out what country I'm going to get in bed with for the
Yes.
month.
Yes.
Do you have a kit ready for Friday? You gonna wear your kit, the reveal?
I'm a free agent right now. I got to see where it goes.
Yeah,
I mean, I got my
I thought you were going
preferences.
Netherlands.
Well,
I
not
thought you
for
said
Friday, but yeah,
my
you
preferences.
should wear it. You should get a Dutch.
The Dutch?
Yeah, get the
I'm not gonna
orange.
I can't buy a Dutch kid if they're not here.
Yeah, but you're a Dutchman.
They might be a new.
You're like the Flying
But
Dutchman.
I can move to Belgium. If Belgium's here, I got some squads.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's going to be a fun day.
Friday, Stateside Live. Make sure you hang with us. You love it. We're gonna have a blast. And then I'm gonna MC the event for Philly FIFA. So we're gonna have some fun all day when we find out the what's the matter?
Philly Junk Wax. Good eye on him on the Diehard sale. He's like 67% off. Who did that? The old 6-7.
6-7.
Yeah.
6-7. Oh,
That's
my
great.
gosh.
That's
Is it great?
We don't know because we're too old.
Right. All right. Let's talk about some of our friends. Let's talk about Ashley.
Let's do it.
Some of our friends.
All right, picture this. You got a fan cave that actually feels like your dream setup. Thanks to Ashley, that could be real because Ashley's giving away $2,500, a $2,500 Ashley Furniture gift card. You can go big on a sectional, add some stylish pieces, or trick out your space for game day. It's all up to you with the $2,500. So just visit ashleyfancave.com, see if you're eligible, fill out the form, boom, you're entered. It's that simple. Enter now. You might be watching the next big game in a fan cave built by you, courtesy of Ashley. It's ashleyfancave.com. See if you're eligible, fill out the form, and you're entered. Simple. Do it.
All right. Let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem, and all the great acts at Parks Casino. How about it, man? They got it all going on. Give the gift of entertainment this holiday season. There's something for everyone's taste. Here's what's happening Saturday, January 17th. Grand Funk Railroad, the classic rockers.
She's some kind
The wonderful. Yes, she is.
Friday, January 30th, 16-time Grammy winner David Foster, Catherine McPhee.
Yes, you'll hear some Whitney Houston, some other good pop music.
Saturday, July 31st, the Marshall Tucker Band, Jefferson Starship.
Can't you see?
See? Oh, can't you see what that woman she been
doing to me?
She been doing to me?
Friday, February 6th, Broadway star Alan Cumming Uncut, his new one-man cabaret show.
Yeah, funny guy from Traders, a reality show.
Saturday, February 7th, Piano Men, Generations, a tribute to Elton John and Billy Joel.
Hold me close
Okay,
now.
Tiny Dancer. Took the lead on that one.
Yeah, you butcher that one, though, dude. I hate
Hold
when
me
you-
close now. Tiny Dancer.
Yeah, you butcher that one. You got to choose another one.
All right.
All right.
Benny and the Jets.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. How about Saturday, April 18th, Melissa Etheridge?
Come to,
To my window.
All right. Tickets still on
I
sale
was like, what the heck?
for the acapella sounds of Straight No Chaser Friday. It's a holiday. They're a holiday acapella group.
Yeah.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. You guys are always waiting for me to mess it up.
I like it. Anyway, parkscasino.com to buy tickets. Got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parks Casino, This is how you win. Now, joining us, he's a blast, man. Let's bring him up here. The great columnist for the Philadelphia Inquirer, our buddy David Murphy on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
It's time for our man, David Murphy.
My brother, it was great hanging with you on Wednesday.
I had a blast, guys. It was one of the best afternoons of the year for me.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome that you were there hanging. You're the best, dude. You're terrific, man. We love you. So we love you. Anyway,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I go overboard, but I love it. We had such a great time. All right, buddy, let's dive into it. Is the collapse real, or can they somehow get out of it?
It's a great question because I don't think anybody can tell right now. I mean, look, I went into this thinking, if the Eagles are who I think they are, they roll the Bears on Friday. Because I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams. I'm not a believer in that Bears team. And I said before the game to myself, if this is a close game or I did not have them losing on my bingo card, but if it was anything less than an impressive performance against them, I told myself, well, maybe the Eagles really aren't what I thought they were. And, multiply that by 4 or 5 now, I think I think it's too early to say the collapse is real. I think right now they're at the inflection point, and we're going to find out. They've done all this talking about how, they learned a lot of lessons in 2023. They're a different team. They're more mature. They have a better defense, obviously. So now we'll find out. Action is nothing until adversity hits. You can talk all you want, but it's only when adversity's here when you find out what people are made of, and I guess we're going to find out.
Now, the good fortune is you're playing a Chargers team that with Justin Herbert, who's going to get surgery today. So I can't imagine him ready to play. And if he does, even though it's his non-throwing hand, I don't know, you surgery on your hand, and next week it's your base hand. That's tough. And then you got the Raiders after that.
Yeah, and look, the schedule obviously, at the same time, it's funny. People forget about 2023. It really is kind of a mirror image trajectory-wise, because if you remember, they had that in 2023. They had just gotten out of that 10-game stretch that was just brutal. They beat Buffalo, in a shootout at home, and that was kind of like, all right, we made it through. I forget all the teams they played, but I know the Rams were in there. There were, before the season, you looked at that stretch, you're like, man, that's brutal. And then all of a sudden they come out of that 10-1, and they had the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Giants, Cowboys. I forget who else they had on that schedule, but it was it wasn't murderers row. The Panthers, I think, may have been in there. And that loss to the Panthers, or that loss to the Cardinals, when Kyler, it might have been the last good game Kyler Murray played. It might have been the only good game Kyler Murray's ever played. But, that was when it was kind of like, oh, man, they're screwed. The Bears might have been in there.
Okay, so here you go. You ready? This is your point. Here's your point. You wound up winning. You beat Tampa in Tampa, Minnesota in Minnesota. You beat the Commanders. You beat the Rams in L.A. That was going to be a tough game. You wound up beating the Dolphins, who were pretty good. And then you beat Washington again. You beat Miami. You beat the Cowboys. Then you beat the Chiefs. Then the Bills, right? So you won at Kansas City and then home against Buffalo in the game. Then you lose, and this I forget. You lost 42-19 at home to San Francisco.
I forgot about that game. Yeah.
Then you lose 33-13 at home again, or on the road against Dallas. Then you lost the Monday night game at Seattle. That was
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock, right? And they went rogue on you. You beat the Giants. You lost at home to the Cardinals 35-31.
Gannon.
Then you lost to the Giants 27-10.
That's when
game.
the Niners said they figured the Eagles out, right?
They,
That was the
Right.
one.
Yeah,
That
they
was
broke
it.
the script. They knew the script.
But the defense was horrendous that year.
Exactly.
It's not horrendous. I know the Bears bullied them in line of scrimmage, but listen, there's a lot of pressure on that unit, and it's held up against the Packers, against the Lions, right? So, all right, short week against Chicago. Chicago has its way. I still believe in the defense.
Yeah, and I'm with you. But I will say the defense is I went back. I don't watch the film of every game, but I actually went back and watched every play of this one. And look, man, things that jumped out at me is they miss Milton Williams a lot. Young and Ojomo were just getting blown off the ball, and they play that backup defensive tackle so much that hurts them. And then the perpetual problem of the safety. That was a big thing. There was one play where Ben Johnson showed him a end around motion, and Sidney Brown comes flying like 50 yards across the screen after the ball's already been handed off, and it just completely opens up these cutback lanes. And Nakobe Dean didn't have a very good game either.
No.
But I'm with. So anyway, long story short, they are talent wise, measurably worse than last year. And then with Slay being gone too. That being said, I agree. The defense is so much better than it was in. They're not going to get shredded by Kyler Murray again this year, or whoever the equivalent is this year. So I'm with you. And the other big thing is, look, the NFC just isn't that good right now. Ben Johnson's a great coach. I mean, that's more than anything. Is Ben Johnson? He's the truth. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, the guy turned down an NFL job to wait for his spot. He's good. He backs it up. There's such a well-run team, especially when you consider that Caleb Williams isn't like playing better than Hurts or anything like that. I mean, maybe he is. He's got a stronger arm, put it that way. But he's not been great. Johnson's really just scheming it up. That being said, which one of these teams has looked good here lately? Not the Niners, not the Lions, not the Packers. The Cowboys might be the hottest team in the
Well, the
NFC
Cowboys
right
are
now.
hot. I mean, obviously the Rams lose, but
The Rams, the Rams.
I mean, the
It's
Rams lose. I mean, I'm not gonna say the sky's falling because they lost the game in Carolina. It's more the nature of the league. No, I'm with you. I just, we'll see what happens. You're right. The Cowboys are the freaking Cowboys of all teams. I can't believe it. You just got to make sure they don't make the playoffs, right? Because if they make the playoffs, the whole talk will be about how the Cowboys are the most feared team entering the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that
But I'll
coming.
tell you what, give them look. Dallas is so funny because obviously the postseason is what it is for them, which has not been very good. But we always bury them, before the season. And don't get me wrong, Jerry's on his way out, and I'm not a big Brian Schottenheimer guy, but every year we say the same thing, and they always outperform, and they're always they're always well coached. They don't make a ton of mistakes, and look, that defensive line has been one of the better defensive lines in the league here lately. I mean, they're up there in pressure rate. I said it at the time that you can't trade Micah Parsons, but at the same time, there's given where Dallas is at, there's a chance that this turns out to be a good move for them. And
Did you see Jerry's comments that he said before the season started he offered a first and Micah for Quinnen Williams?
Yeah. He's out of his mind.
That guy
Over the first and Micah.
Yeah, I respect Jerry Jones in a weird way. Guys,
I like him in a weird way too. I do. I hate to say it, but I mean, I wouldn't want him running my team. But he's a charming kind of dude.
Yeah,
sure.
But anyway, but the point is, you can't write the Eagles off. I hear people saying, they're done. it's we see where the season's going, yada yada yada. Look, they're definitely not going to dominate the way they did last year, but put them in really any game against any one of these opponents, and everyone's kind of flawed this year, so we'll see. Well, that's my hope. I don't think they should fire Patullo just because I think it's like, we saw what happened when they fired Desai, and you're just kind of injecting even more panic. The last thing you can do right now is you can't let it snowball because they're still right there.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to fire Patullo, but
or demote.
I mean, that's a big, it's a big step right now. But I'm
and look,
we're another offensive woeful performance away from having to do something. If that means the quarterback gets hurt for a week or two, again, not saying he loses his job, but he gets hurt for a week or two, just to go clear your head, look at it, get a different perspective that works. And so I can figure out also how to diagnose it. Like, I don't know how to diagnose the offense. Like, something has to be done. And whether it's that or having someone else take the reins of the play calling, I still think the design is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's a Sirianni thing. Like, this whole offensive philosophy comes from Sirianni. And I don't think it's any good.
I think it's a little bit of everything, and I agree with everything that you said. I think that, look, if 5% of the problem is in 5 different areas, then all of a sudden, boom, you got 25%. I think part of the problem is Saquon's just not. I really do think that groin keeps popping up on the injury report, and I think that's. But again, it's a bunch of little stuff.
I mean, that O-line's obvious, right? Like, the O-line is an obvious the weakness right now. But listen, they ran. Like, you go back and watch it, they had success running the ball. What didn't happen was the big play off the run, right? Like, you didn't get Hurts. Like, if Hurts hits Goddard on a touchdown, the game changes. And then the next thing you know, you're forcing the Bears to throw the ball. And then it's a different story, right? And then all of a sudden you're running it more and you're wearing them down. You didn't have enough. You didn't hold the ball enough for the run game to be effective.
I agree with you. I was just about to say the same thing. I was actually surprised when I went back and watched how well they did run the ball. They looked fine. Again, like you said, the offensive line is not what it was last year, and obviously they're missing Lane Johnson. That's we've seen their splits without him before. Let's not forget that he's not in there. And all those guys, again, I think everyone's worn down a little bit. I mean, I don't think Landon Dickerson's playing as well as he typically does, but he's also been banged up.
He's not.
They all. That's the thing is it's. But at a certain, and then the design. I'm with you. Like when you watch, say the Rams and the Bears, and you watch these offenses, the Lions even. You're like, man, it looks different. Even when they're not having success, it looks like, oh wow, like I see what they're doing there. They're it's inventive. It's but when you look around the league, like there's just not a lot of guys like that out there. Steichen's one of them. They had one of them. I don't know if that guy's on the staff right now. They're I think Patullo's just a guy. I don't think he's any worse, or better than replacement level, just about. And I think at the end of the day, it comes down to Jalen Hurts. I mean, there were plays there to be had. If he hits Devontae Smith, they're probably inside the 10-yard line right there. If he doesn't fumble, they're already in the red zone 10-yard line. There's a lot of ifs here, but that's not play design necessarily. There were plays there to be made, and Hurts. It's a combination of the offensive line not giving him the huge amount of time he's used to having, and then Hurts just not being very good when he has to process on the run and slide up in the pocket. I mean, there's several times where he easily could have kind of drifted away from pressure in his face and found a guy. I mean, we talk about crossing routes. AJ Brown was open on a crossing route the one time that probably would have gone for 20, 25 yards, but Hurts bailed out and forced a pass, in the double coverage because he had guys coming at him,
Yeah. How many times I just having nightmares about Hurts bailing from the pocket and throwing the ball away. Yeah. How many times have I seen that where he just rolls out from the pocket, holding, looking, and just throwing it away. Hang in 1 second because it is overtime.
Yep.
OT. Overtime. So make sure you're a subscriber on YouTube. All right? Comes right to your phone. Like all of our stuff. We would appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, pound it. Murph, there's so many. This offense can look so ugly at times. And then there was the drive when they go tempo, which I've been saying, they go tempo. Try different things for Jalen. Get him into a rhythm, right? And it worked. And it's like the minute they're forced to come out of their shell, they have a degree of success. So how do you bottle that up?
The question I always wonder is how much of it comes back to the quarterback, because he's got a big say in how they play. Look at the under the center of the thing. That's the biggest difference between these offenses in Detroit, LA,
Chicago.
and Chicago. Is there were so many times in the running game, mostly in the running game, where Caleb Williams has taken these deep drops on the handoff, and by the time DeAndre Swift gets the ball, there's always like a mesh point where you got a wide receiver coming behind him and receivers going out for passes, and then DeAndre Swift. So the ball can be one of three things, and by the time that decision is made, the blocks are already set up because it develops so slowly when you're under center and you're handing the ball off versus in shotgun. I mean, it just, you don't have that time, and I know it's not necessarily the Eagles' identity, but there's a reason why good teams do it, and it just open, even when you look at, they always bring Devontae Smith in motion, but on kind of like the motion fake, but when it's a totally different look, especially in the secondary, when a guy is motioning underneath the quarterback versus behind the quarterback. Behind the quarterback, it's a lot harder to see where the ball ends up going, and that I'm thinking of that play I was talking about where Sidney Brown goes, running cross field, chasing after the guy because he couldn't see because the guy was behind, the receiver was behind him, and so was the running back, but the Eagles they're so simple and they get away from it so much that I have to think that the quarterback just isn't comfortable doing it, That's the only, because it doesn't make sense for them to, we've seen it work with them, and then all of a sudden they go back into this shotgun, and Saquon doesn't have a head of steam, it looks, it's football, we've been seeing this, since the dawn of time. This is how good teams run the football, and it really sets up, especially when the Eagles are built the way they are, you have to be under center to get the most out of your play action game, it just creates such a different look and a different momentum, instead of everybody starting out flat-footed, essentially.
Murph, what is it about Jalen Hurts? Like, you throw some criticism out there about the offense. We have reports from Degon, McLean, Kempsky, all saying, like, Jalen's involved in this offense. He doesn't want to do certain things. And there are people who just don't seem to believe it. And it's all Patullo. I don't know if I've ever seen this like this in town with a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think, look, I don't want to. I never want to be the guy who's downgrading on Jalen, because I feel like that was me. I recognize his strengths, and I've completely shifted my opinion of him, over the last 4 or 5 years. That being said, look, Jalen's a little bit of a weird guy, I mean, we see it in the press conferences. We see it in, he's got, he's got that superstar kind of, chip on his shoulder vibe a little bit, kind of too cool for school at times. So yeah, I don't know why people wouldn't believe that's not just front facing. That's just how he is, and credit to Jalen, he's been doubted at every step along the way, over the course of his career. And I'm sure that's kind of informed his psychology about, I'm sure he's stubborn and hard-headed and knows what's best for himself. And, I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but to your point, I don't understand why it seems so far-fetched to people, that there's a little bit of a disconnect there. And I mean, it's a tale as old as time when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger used to he used to not talk to his offensive coordinators for years at a time, it's just kind of the way it is, unless you have a completely unique, superstar person and quarterback who's kind of above criticism, and a head coach who has the political capital. Otherwise, it's all a tale as
It's
old
a
as
great
time
point.
quarterback.
It's a great
and
point.
offensive coordinator.
It's a great point you bring up. One or the other have to be above reproach, right? The coach has to have enough. And now when I say the coach, that means the head coach and his extension, right? His OC have to be above criticism. Like they have to have shown that they know how to do it. They know how to handle it. Where people go, you get the benefit of the doubt. Or the quarterback has to be so good that it doesn't matter, right? And it's interesting because Hurts divides the fan base. You have Hurts truthers that believe everything he does. He walks on water. And I get it. Like, I understand, when you're a fan, you want to believe in something, right? And especially when you look for the benefit of the doubt, and you go, hey, the design sucks. There's another new play caller. So it's easy to alibi for Jalen, right? Like there's so many other things that you could point to. And then there's the truth where there's another part of the truth, which is he's a part of the problem too. Like that he's not, there's certain things he doesn't do well, right? And that is also true. So he deserves criticism or, the whole thing, as well as the coach. Like offensive line, just the way Murph said it, there's a percentage to go around. Like he could have easily won that game by executing plays that are right in front of him that quarterbacks will do all day long.
And honestly, my biggest thing, again, I'm not giving Patullo a pass at all. Again, I don't think he's, I don't think he's a genius by any stretch of the imagination. The only reason I'm hesitant to jump on the the kind of pile-on that's been going on is what this Eagles offense does not look a whole lot different identity-wise than it did last year with Kellen Moore. I mean, the big difference is they were averaging 6 yards a carry. I just don't, in the passing game, I don't see design-wise, concept-wise, even success-wise. I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't even throw for 3,000 yards last year. I don't see a huge difference between, and I thought Kellen Moore was overrated. He kind of came in as this boy genius type thing, but he's just a guy, kind of. He was just a guy.
Yeah, but
at different stops along the way, and I think Patullo's the same thing.
To your point, it's interesting. I don't think Jalen's that quarterback that's going to throw for 3,000 yards.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is I still think at the end of the day it's kind of on the quarterback, and these guys aren't dummies. I know Sirianni plays one on TV at times, but they're watching the tape. They're watching the tape more than we are, and they know they've all played football and coached football for a heck of a long time, and there's only so many different things you can do on a football field, I don't think they're just ignoring things that seem so obvious to other people. I think that. I think when you look at Mahomes, when you look at Brady, it's always the quarterback who's making checks at the line of scrimmage and deciding where he's going with the football and telling guys where to go. And that's the legend of all these guys, and, you're never like, oh man, Matt Nagy really called another great one for Pat Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes out there doing what he does. And that's how Jalen was in the Super Bowl the first time they lost, where you watch them and you're like, oh wow, this guy's just doing it, on his own. And that's he's just not that guy. And they didn't need it last year because they were that dominant in the run game combined with the defense down the stretch. And this year they don't have the run game. And that's the only.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, you look at it like. The minute defenses solve the RPO and that version of the offense, it's been a slog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think looking ahead to next year, I think there's a bunch of things that you could do to kind of maybe make this unit a little better. I mean, I look at they're really missing like a Justice Hill type back to me. When you look at Derrick Henry, I mean, Justice Hill only gets 10, 15 snaps a game, but he's such a big. He gives them such a different look. The Ravens. I know he's hurt now, but over the course of his career, it's like they don't have that guy necessarily. They could obviously stand upgrade at tight end. They could use a slot receiver. But yeah, at the end of the day, it comes down to the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Hey, real quick while we got you, fresh off the presses, Schwarber, the Phillies, according to Jeff Passan, still remain the favorite for Schwarber.
Sounds good to me.
I think that's. I mean, that anytime those smoke signals start coming out, it's probably getting close to the finish line, and there might be a sticking point or two. But look, I think Schwarber's representation knows it, and the Phillies I think have made it clear they're not going to let Kyle Schwarber walk. I think that Schwarber's side is probably, I don't know if it's a 5th year or 6th year that they're looking for, but the Pirates, the Reds, stuff like that. Like Kyle Schwarber doesn't want to play there, and I think that just tells you that none of the other big market teams are willing to beat the Phillies. So I think it's just going to be a matter of when one side decides either the Phillies are going to blink and give him an extra year that he wants, or he's I think more than likely probably going to sign for top of the market rate over the length that the Phillies are comfortable with, and I think it'll happen probably fairly soon.
Hey, one other thing to bring up in the news, and it's just amazing. Lane Kiffin gets $100 million, right? So the state of Louisiana is already paying Brian Kelly. Now, again, it's not all the state's responsibility. Like there's shoe deals. Nike will come to play and eat up some of that money, and but it is astounding that they're in the playoffs right now, and he's not going to be able to coach.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to talk about a world that needs some sort of overriding commissioner. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah, man. It's I mean, this is why, I know you're a big college football guy, but I just to me at this point, it's it's really hard to watch, knowing what you're kind of being complicit in when you watch, and it's just what was all of it for then if the coach of one of your leading contenders is not even going to coach in the playoffs and is just going to jump schools to a school in the same conference. I'm with you. They need to figure it out. And we're going to have to wait. It's all coming down to, I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of finally paves the way for the SEC and Big Ten to make their power move. And they would be the conferences to appoint a commissioner, and they would all have to agree on the rules to operate by. And yeah, it's absurd. It really is absurd. It's unfair. I'll say this: it's unfair. It's unfair to the coaches in a way, but at the same time, Lane Kiffin is just—he's tough to take. I mean,
God told them to go to LSU. God told them.
He's got a direct line.
It's time. I hate. It's the height of arrogance when these coaches and players invoke God, dude. They're giving you $100 million. Just
exactly.
Just be honest and go, listen, LSU, great program. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I mean, they offered me $100 million, and I love Ole Miss, and it was great, and I feel terrible, but for the best of my family, I don't like to turn that down.
Right.
If you say that and don't invoke the Lord, right, I respect you.
I'm with you. That's why Dabo has always been my. I can't take Dabo at all. That guy. I mean, it's like the Lord. Did the Lord deliver the duffel bag full of cash to
right
to guys before
it's a burning bush?
Take the money. Take the money.
It's absurd. I'm with you. It's just a bunch of used car salesmen. It feels like the college product. I don't know why it is. I mean, I don't. I guess it's the same way in college basketball. You've got some of that, but like, for whatever reason,
yeah.
I guess these college football coaches are just, again, it's just hard. It feels like you're like being complicit in a exploitative system if you even watch these games anymore. And not only that, but like, what are you saying about this playoff system if it's so unserious that a head coach isn't going to coach in it, nor should he, by the way. That to me, Lane Kiffin thinking that he could take the money and coach the team. Like it's the most absurd thing. Anybody who even thinks about it.
Except, you know what though? You got to finish. I would allow him to finish for the sake of my players. Like, just finish the year.
Is the guy, first of all, and I thought, I saw the report and it made a ton of sense. Mississippi's saying, well, for however long we're in the broadcast, however long we're in the playoffs, the broadcast is just going to be a commercial for LSU. And Lane Kiffin go to LSU. This is one of their rivals. And then with the transfer portal, why are you going to give, Lane Kiffin, like, is Lane Kiffin really going to be, making decisions based on what's best for Mississippi in the playoffs? Or, is he going to be looking to set himself up for the next year at LSU? And when you have this transfer portal and, he's still got to build a staff, why would you let someone like that in the building? He's the head coach of a rival team right now,
Yeah, it's. I hear you.
I'm not saying he like gave his
But
staff ultimatums like you're with me
I
now.
know. It's
Like, the whole
hard. I
staff's
hear
gotta
you.
go.
I feel for the kids though. Like, I feel for the kids on Ole Miss that have a chance, and the guy who's the director of this whole thing isn't any good. Right? I mean, it can't be allowed to help them. Is the best guy to coach them in a game.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I mean, can you imagine if Sean McVay, right before the playoffs, took a job with the Raiders or something like that?
I got you.
It's like, it cheapens the product.
I mean, a lot of times, in the NFL, where like if the coordinators go in and but I got you. It's just messy. It's ugly and messy.
I guess like they don't want to. That would give him 4 weeks of recruiting his old Miss players to go to LSU.
Right.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, they got it. It's so simple. But the problem is there's just not. It's kind of a balkanized sport right now where you have all these conferences operating on their own, and they just need to agree to get rid of the or at least slide the timing of the transfer portal so that it doesn't conflict with the season, and then agree to do what the NFL does and not allow contact with coaches who are still in the playoffs until a prescribed period of time.
Well, and they got to do something with that window, because I know they make a mock. They've already made a mockery of the education thing. So I know they want kids in there for the spring semester so you can do spring practice, and that's what the timing's about. They got to figure that out for football players and allow them to have that window be a month later. I know it sounds terrible, but it is what it is.
Or maybe don't have the playoffs and 2.5 months after the last meaningful regular season.
You're not changing that. The cash grab. I mean, you want to talk about, it's $1 billion. Like that's just not feasible.
I know. I'm with you, but it's got to. They're fast approaching a point where they're even diehards are going to stop taking it seriously. And for the good of the sport, they need to. Figure out they got to figure out the future is what it comes down to, because it's just getting more and more absurd. And part of me wonders if all of this coaching kind of upheaval that we've seen this year, it's almost like everyone's trying, it's musical chairs almost. And I think something big might be coming, where, at some point they're going to decide who's in and who's out of the major, the super conference. And you got to get your coaching job while you can, and get your coach while you can, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens pretty soon, because it's almost getting to a point where it's not sustainable anymore. It's just the whole sport's gonna. I mean, again, you've got the number. What is Mississippi, the number 7 team in the nation, who's going to enter the playoffs with Joe Judge as their head coach? Like, come on. I mean, it's
I know.
Yeah,
and all those guys that were to go with Lane can't coach. Like, it's bizarre, man. It's just crazy. Anyway, It's a cesspool. I feel you. But listen, we just got to make sure that we get this thing fixed before the playoffs. You got the Chargers, the Raiders, Washington twice. And, listen, when McLaurin's in the lineup, they're not bad. Like, they played well last night against a really good Denver defense.
Stop. I'm telling myself that's 2 wins coming.
I don't know that it's 2 wins. And then you got Buffalo. So, I mean, look, Chargers, no Herbert, Raiders, you got to win the next 2.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, once you win the next 2, then you can at least breathe a little easy. But,
yes.
The Herbert thing's a huge break for them. That Chargers team has been missing a little something this year, even as it is. But, again, we would have said the same thing about the Bears. So at this point, yeah, the Eagles are you can't overlook anybody at this point. They desperately need to show something because it's only gonna get worse if they keep struggling.
Can I bare my soul to you guys for 1 second?
Yeah.
Because this has been gnawing at me. After all this time and all this success, I feel like I should have all the faith in Sirianni. But I don't.
No.
And I'll tell you this, that if this collapse continues, I got to think about making a change.
A year removed from the Super Bowl?
Yes. I need to think about it. I'm not saying I'm convinced, but if this thing goes off the rails, I got to think about it.
Oh, man.
Because
signed a new contract.
If he can't figure this out, what good are you? You come from that side of the ball. I need you to be better as an X and O, as that kind of guy. Mind you, I still hate every decision he makes at the end of games, including the go for 2 there. I know it's analytics based. I get it. I hate the way he manages a game, at least the last 4 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, the bigger thing is, and I know his players love him, and I like him. Like, I think he does a good job. But this offense, I still can't wrap my arms around it. And you're come from that side of the ball. I gotta at least think about it. If it goes bad.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I'm with you. Sirianni's so wild, but because again, we should have the benefit of the doubt. I mean, 2 Super Bowls in 3 years.
Right.
Easily could have won both of them. But then again, the 2023 just got so bad that you were like, man, you got to think about it. And this year, if it goes like 2023, it's like it's really. But then they won the Super Bowl the next year, so I think you're probably.
Yeah, is that how we put together an all-star team? And Jeffrey willing to pay? I mean, like last year, that O-line was healthy. I mean, let's face it. There was a number of coaches that could have won the Super Bowl last year, right or wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't disagree with the sentiment at all. It's more just about you got one bullet. You can do that once, and you better be right. And it can definitely get worse too. I think personally, I think what they should do, what they probably I almost think it's so obvious that I would say they will do it is just throw a bunch of money at Mike McDaniel to come in. Be your offensive coordinator. Reinvent the run game a little bit. Change some concepts, and then if it's bad, then you can fire Sirianni. But yeah, I mean, I think Sirianni's brought so much good that yes, the play calling and the offensive execution is obviously a problem. But the guy has just kept on winning. And it would be
his winning percentage is like 3
I know.
all time.
I believe me. That's why I'm bearing my soul, because I feel like I should be sold that he's the guy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm not.
I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way. I would try to exhaust all options first, and the first option.
I'm with you. We're just talking because the year hasn't played out. The story is still. But if it goes bad, this is like I'm starting to think about it because I'm irritated at Sirianni because he can't step in. Like I want somebody to step in and fix the damn thing. You come from that side of the ball. You should be able to come in and fix it.
Yeah. It's getting absurd how much they've struggled, I'm with you. I think it really is. It's just funny to think about, because
then when he makes these emotional decisions at the end of the game, what are you doing, dude? First of all, you can't go for. I know that the analytics say it. There's a time and place. If there was more time, then you go for 2 because you have the answer. But there wasn't enough time. In that situation, you got to extend the game. You have to. Time wasn't on your side. You got to extend the game. You got to kick it there. And not that that's why they lost, because that was just at the end of the game. But I just don't like the way he thinks from a football standpoint sometimes.
He doesn't seem to be able to stop the bleeding when stuff like this happens.
No.
And
I need a
concerning.
rock. If you're my head coach, I need you to be a rock, and I need you to be a problem solver, and I need you to be able to step in if you're an offensive guy to fix the offense.
Yeah, but maybe
I agree.
Maybe it's not fixable with certain people who are involved in the offense.
Well, that's on you. You talk about are there any changes to the play caller? No. Well, you said it. So if you say there's no change to it.
But if he's got a quarterback who isn't really aware of his own limitations, it's like, I don't want to run the ball, but doesn't realize he's an average quarterback when he doesn't run the ball. I mean,
I bet it's part of you as a coach to make it work. To then design something that would to then morph it into something that that it has to be. I mean, it just does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with everything he said.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see, buddy. Never dull. Never dull. A lot for you to write about, and we'll be reading you.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's some drama now, last year got boring with how much they steamrolled teams. This year, at least, there's a little bit of, unknown.
I like the steamrolling.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Well, as an impartial observer, I appreciate
I got you. I feel you, buddy. I understand completely. We love you. Best of Max, buddy. How was Thanksgiving? Yeah. First one with the baby.
He was great. He, next year will be better because he'll actually probably be able to eat some of the stuff. But it was good. We got together with her family and he met some cousins for the first time, and it was great. The problem was, he goes to bed at 7:30, and we put him in the bath at 6:30 every night. So it's like, you're scrambling to get out of there and kind of keep him on a schedule. So it was a little hectic, but it was very fun. It was it's the best. It really is.
Hey, it's going to be even better for Christmas. You're just going to love it.
I can't wait. Yeah. We're hosting Christmas too.
So. Good. It'd be great. That's awesome, brother. God bless him. Love you, buddy. Thanks, pal.
All right, guys.
There he is, Murph. I don't know. I think about this, dude. I should never even come to my mind. We'll take the OC duties away from you, your staff guys, and we'll pick it. But this team that Howie's put together is a damn good team.
They are, but the offensive line is just, they seem shot.
Dude, I watched Buffalo run without both their tackles yesterday in Pittsburgh. Not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's not. That's a problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem. It's not fun to watch. I'm trying to be optimistic. The schedule lines itself up that they're going to be good.
Listen, I know we're all trying to be optimistic, but for the sake of conversation, and just put your head in the sand, it does no good. That's just ridiculous. The truth of the matter is, you got to go to LA, and you got to win. And if you don't win against LA, then something has to be done. Firing.
I feel like we said that going into the Bears.
I still believe something needs to be done.
You can't run against the Bears, if you can't score against the Bears, we got someone in the chat on Wednesday or Friday said it's DEFCON 5 if we lose to the Bears and can't run. And
but if they can't beat this Chargers team.
The problem is they ran. Like, what we didn't expect is the defense not being able to stop Chicago. Like, I give the defense a pass, all right? Because I just think they've been carrying the load for a long time. So I give them a pass, right? They got beat on the ground, and that really hurt the offense because they just didn't have enough snaps. So it couldn't sustain the run game. And the snaps they did have, the pass game was just woeful.
Right.
Yeah, this is a beat-up Chargers team. If they go in there without Herbert and they lose to that Chargers team, yeah, you want to talk about fire. Major fire.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll be talking about it all week long. Let's go Flyers, by the way. That hoodie's nice.
Michka.
That hoodie's nice.
Thanks, man.
That's nice. Must be nice not having kids to worry about.
Dude, I got out there like 6:45. Oh, hold on. I got a gift for you. Dude, I went to the Christmas Village last night. After the rain stopped. Amazing. Good crowd.
That's awesome.
But I got you a gift.
You did? What in the world?
Be careful. Be careful.
They got this place. It is amazing.
Might
It's
jump at you.
called Chainmail Unclaimed. It's unclaimed packages. You have no idea what you're buying. Based on the weight, you pay $15 for whatever the weight is.
Well,
you can
that's
spend up to
genius.
$50 to get a big, heavy package. But here you go, dude. I have no idea what this is.
Chainmail, unclaimed mail.
It's so cool. So they buy all these packages at auction that are unclaimed, and then they resell
Oh,
them.
man.
and
Hopefully
then
it's not
they
something.
resell them?
Yes.
All right,
Last
let's
night-
see.
Hopefully it's not something we don't wanna
Unboxing of
share.
what this
Just
is.
before you hold it up, we got to make sure it's safe for her.
Yeah, make sure it's
Working
not
everything.
something inappropriate.
Oh, God forbid. What the hell is this?
Dude, we bought like 3 packages last night.
That's bizarre.
It's like a Dr. Shulman's.
What do you got? Some inserts?
There you go.
Hey, you got some shoe
Akisoli.
insoles. Yeah.
There you go.
What is this?
I hope
Upgraded
they're your size.
Artificial? No. man.
For your pressure points in your feet.
Yeah, what
Is that
size
what
are
this
they?
is?
They 14s?
Yeah, I have a weird body shape because I'm the same size of when I was in 8th grade because I was on this medicine called, I was on the, what's it called? This horrible steroid.
Okay.
And it stunted my growth. And but I still have the same size feet of what I would have been.
Right. Your
So
feet
I have-
should have been carrying a taller load.
Right. And so I wear a size 13 sneaker, sometimes more. And
Well, hopefully those insoles fit you. Anyway, it's a cool little thing they got at the market's great. If you get a chance, you want to
I'm
wander
glad you
around.
did that. That's cool, buddy.
Yeah.
Shoe insoles.
Got our picture taken with Santa. There's no line. We're like, no line for a picture with
Oh, it
Santa.
was raining.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was nasty weather.
We lost, by the way, 12-8.
12-8. You got
12
Patullo running that offense?
12-8. Oh my God! It was such. So we
Was
give
it
up.
sloppy play, good defense?
It was a great game. We except, and I never complained about officials,
Oh.
but it was one-sided.
8.
We played Medford, and it was and listen.
Little shenanigans going on in Medford?
Two
I don't
field
know, the
goals and a
officials were
safety?
horrible. No, they're a good team. So I don't want to take away from their. They were a good team. They came down, shell shocked us, right? Boom, boom, scored on both first 2 possessions.
Oh.
They're up 12-0.
So do they try 2 points or field goals?
So if you kick it, it's worth 2. If you run it in, it's worth 1 for that age.
Oh, interesting.
7th grade.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you kick
All right,
it's
makes
2.
sense.
Like, we got a good kicker.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. So we scored. Like, it was great. It was turnovers. Like, it was like a great game. Saturday afternoon at Lenape High School. So, but here's the thing. We're going in to take the lead at the end of the 3rd quarter. Flag. Holding.
On the line or like in pass coverage?
And it was downfield. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I asked Moss about it. He goes, no, there was nobody.
Moss never going to admit it.
No. But it really wasn't. Like the coaches were like, no way. Like we did. And on our side, like I know that Moss was being held off the edge. Like I saw 4 different hawks. I'm watching him like a hawk. Right. So he's coming off the edge. He's being held 4 different times.
No calls.
And they didn't get a penalty called on them until the last play.
What?
And that was just they were taking a knee.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, but I mean, I hate to cry about it like that because Medford played well, and it was a great football game. I just am annoyed at there was one side of the Medford side of the officials.
Was there a crowd? Was there a Medford crowd there?
I don't know. I mean, it was there. It was in Lenape. So, I mean, listen, they're a good team. But the kids played their heart out, man.
So is that it? Is football season over for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. We got hoops practice tonight.
You do?
Nice. On to the next.
Basketball tonight.
Sweet.
Winter workouts for baseball start in January.
Oh, my gosh.
That was crazy.
Right? I was like, and then I'm the assistant in basketball this year. So Coach Dan is like the full-time coach for the varsity. And he put practice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh.
And then we play first game on Sunday.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, dude, I got work, man. I got stuff to do, man. Anyway, a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm worried. A lot of consternation over this team.
Everybody's worried. There's a lot of tensions in the city.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, tensions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension. Yeah.
It's amazing what this football team does to you.
It's wild. It's the holiday season.
Yeah.
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 You looking back in the day?
Get in the spirit.
Let's go. Back in the day, baby.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Well, today was a happy day for some people. Back in 2015, December 1st, your 76ers end their 28-game losing streak.
Wow.
The longest in NBA history. By beating the Lakers 103-91. Your high scorer of that game, Robert Covington, 23 points. Starting 5 for the Sixers on this history-ending win. Covington, Jeremy Grant, Jakar Sampson, Jahlil Okafor, and Isaiah Cannon.
Oh, the cannon. Cannonball. Wow.
You got Phil Presley on
How
this
about
team.
Jeremy Grant turned out to be a nice player?
Turned out to be a player, yeah.
There's a couple processors that turned out to be good.
TJ McConnell, he's still playing, man. He had
Still
7
playing.
points that game.
Great season last year.
Yeah, it was great in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Leading scorer for the Lakers that night won Kobe Bryant, 20 points.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Miss Kobe. All right, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Have a great day. We love you. Don't forget Friday at not Xfinity Live, Stateside Live.
Yeah, it's going to
All
be
right?
good.
It'll be
It's
fun.
going to be fun all morning, and then the World Cup draw. It was good. The Eagles played on Monday night. We could do that on Friday.
Yeah, and grab your Diehards sale special. Hop in now, $26.
Oh, yeah. Don't miss that.
Don't snooze on it.
All right.
67% off. 6-7.
6-7. We'll see you tomorrow.
Dog City like the mayor.